pen do?
Very good evening, friends. We'll begin. Long time, no webinar. So here is something. Today's webinar topic is reporting formats for client funds and securities balances. We'll have the same format as we do every time. We'll have the presentation, followed by a Q&A session with the MI officials. We have in the Q&A session we have us with us teams from BSE, NSE, MSE, MCX, and NCDEX. Okay, background. As stockbrokers, commodity brokers, we are regularly uploading details of client securities which are lying with us, details of client commodities lying with us, details of clients funds lying with us. We're doing a weekly enhanced display supervision upload, monthly upload, and all sorts of uploads happening, plus the daily margin collection in all the segments. With the passage of time, the formats were introduced at different intervals, and there were different data points taken from various formats all over the place. And then new regulatory needs came up. For example, peak margin, where the SEBI circular requires that the MIs will do a system-based check on the peak margins as reported by us. So a complete revamp of the process was required, which has been done. In fact, it was requested by the Broker Association. Can you please reduce so many file formats, so many structures all over the place? Can we have a simple structure? And the MIs, they formed a team, they took our feedback, and after the internal discussion have come out with a common format for all exchanges across the markets. The stock exchanges have issued circulars, BSE, MCX, MSE, NCDEX, and NSE. All of them have issued circulars on 17 December and 18 December, which gives you an idea of the new file formats. The whole webinar today is to just go through the file formats and make members aware of the requirements around those file formats and what are the other, and get the queries resolved, if any, for those files. The certain features of this files. Number one, it's actually very similar to what we're already doing, but done a better way. We have to submit data on a consolidated basis across all exchanges. Okay. So it's quite possible that we may have multiple clients who don't have UCC in a particular exchange, but we have to give a consolidated data across exchanges. And if you end up giving a particular UCC data to exchange which is not there on the exchange will most probably ignore it. But it has to be consolidated across exchanges. It won't be segment wise, which is a current requirement. We need to upload the all the clients which are marked as active in UCC, details of all the clients for which we hold assets, whether or not they're active. And if a UCC is marked as inactive but has traded in the last 12 months, we need to upload data of that client too, which probably will in all probability be a nil report. It's again the circulars clarify that for own pro members or custodian settled clients, you can give a one-time declaration, and you don't need to upload this data. Only do it when you become eligible again. And again, the exchanges in the past have clarified if the trades become DVP, then the reporting requirement is not applicable. The first submission for this format is started for the week ending on 16th Jan, and the due date will be 21st Jan. Till then, current process. You should be aware that penalties for not uploading of data has already started from December. It's an existing problem. Going ahead, what we expect to see is the weekly reporting of G will stop because they'll be calculated by MIs themselves, and effectively will be giving daily data in these file formats. And monthly client balancing reporting will also stop because if we're giving daily data, the exchanges have the wherewithal to pick it up from there. Now coming to the files, there are two files. One is the CE file, which is a cash and cash equivalent balances file, and there's a holding statement file, the HS file. The CE file has 23 fields and HS file has 14 fields. We have to load it once a week, which is the current process for all calendar days except Sunday. So if a particular day is a holiday, you still need to upload the data. And bank entries, they keep on coming at all odd hours. What we'll do today is take a field by field walkthrough. This is a field, this is required, and we'll go through that. And then going ahead, we'll have clarity on what questions arise from that. The first field in the CE field is a trading member PAN. Fairly simple. You give the PAN number of the member. repeat in all the rows. The second is date. For the cash and cash equivalent, for every UCC we have to give date for 6 days. So effectively for every client, every UCC client, there'll be 6 records for each day of the week, and the corresponding day will be there. Only Sundays is the only day off. So please be careful. Our office will end up loading 4 dates and forget the fifth one. Usually the back offices do take care of that, but that's where we are. The third will is the unique client code. Of course, the UCC of the client is to be mapped. This date, this UCC adds so and so balance. Now, often we have multiple UCCs. In not often, rarely, but we do have multiple UCCs. For example, NRE PIS account, or wherever the law requires no delivery based transactions, so on and so all delivery based transactions, so on and so forth. So for that, it's our understanding that for every UCC, we'll have to add a separate line. Which UCCs will come? Again, I'll repeat, all active UCCs plus inactive who have traded in the last 12 months. Plus, if we have a legacy client who's missing from last 5 years, but we hold some client assets of that client, we need to upload. What is not clear is, do we need to upload the own account or the error account balance? Probably I'll seek MI clarification on this, because own account with is never balance. For example, if my net worth is 100 rupees, my entire 100 rupees is is the own account balance available. So what do I report? There could be two, three options. One, either this is optional. Second, if I do pro trading and I maintain a own account, whatever the ledger balance in that own account is, we need to put there till such time we move it to an internal PNL account. Or if there's something else, will require some clarity here. The next field in the cash equivalent file is the client PAN. That's simple enough. For every UCC, what is the PAN? The fifth field is the client name. I think it is taken more for information. There's no kind of VLOOKUP or checking done on that. But having said that, obviously the name as in a back office should be same name as the UCC, so it should ideally be the same. This is interesting, requires your attention. For those who are doing margin trading, those who are not giving margin trading facilities, it doesn't affect them. For those, we have MTF, we have to give a MTF, non-MTF indicator. So let's take an example. What is so there's normal and there's MTF. Normal contains cash, FNO, currency, debt, SLB. Everything is normal. As MTF is a separate animal by itself, because the regulations require the books to be separate. So all of us have a normal ledger. Anyway, we are going to report it. Even if it is nil, we have to report it for the active clients. But if it's an MTF ledger, we report only if it is not a nil balance. If it's a nil balance, we can definitely let go. Uh, there's some hands being raised, but please wait till the end of the presentation so that we can take all the Q&A properly. The seventh field is the financial ledger. This is a ledger as per the books of accounts. Now, problem is every broker has a different kind of accounting practice. Some goes for T-day, some goes for T plus, or the settlement day, T plus 1 in FNO, T plus 2 in cash market. Further, some people debit the margin to the ledger account. Some people don't debit it. They keep it in a just as a report format. Financial ledger balance A is the balance that you need to, whatever is your books of accounts, that is what you need to put there. Point number 8, financial ledger B is where the exchange tries to simplify this. Will remove all this, remove the margin effect, remove the open bills effect, remove the effect of the checks deposited which is not cleared, or check issued which is not cleared. Then I'll get the actual figure of what the balance is, and that balance is comparable across the market. So this is what we do. Uh, there would be some questions on early paying, because early paying we are supposed to post in the ledger. Well, early paying entry is similar to the open bill. So when it comes to reporting point 8, EPI effect doesn't need to be there. But does it mean that point 7, the EPI effect should be there? I'm not very clear. Probably exchanges can specify after some time, because all of us are maintaining a EPI ledger, but it's a separate ledger. We're not, many of us are not merging it with the main trading ledger. On column 9, we have the peak financial ledger balance. This is something new, and it is very interesting. Requires some time. It's the circular says highest net credit balance across all segments and exchange during the day. Financial ledger balance after adjusting for open bills of the client, uncleared check deposit, or issued and margin obligations. So it is our understand to really because you can, which is highest, give day wise, is the peak during the day. There's all sorts of complications because we are talking about only cash equivalent. Securities is a separate matter because it is getting pledged during the day, unpledged during the day. We don't know. So probably the simplest way of getting this figure is whatever the value as per point 8, uncleared, cleared, will remove everything. Take that, to that add all the checks which was cleared when we issued to the client, which was cleared during the day. All right, so let's take example. Monday morning I had a balance of Monday end of the day I had a clear balance of 100. Tuesday I gave him a check of 50 any FT to 50, of 50 rupees, and it got cleared on the same day. So end of the day balance of Tuesday is 50. But what is the peak of Tuesday? Peak of Tuesday would be 50 plus whatever money I've given him during the day, which got cleared during the day, which would be 50 again. So the peak would be 100 and end of the day would be 50. That is probably the simplest way of doing it instead of allowing too much akal. But again, if the MIs could throw some light, will touch upon this question because it's a totally new field for us. Fields 10, 11, and 12 are the commodity, pure commodity exchange ledgers, because interop is not applicable on commodity segment so far. That's my understanding. I hope that's still the case. So it is basically a subset of point 0.7, where okay, you have a ledger balance of whatever consolidated across exchange. The three exchange पर मेरा balance बता दो. So this is where we put it. Again, this is simple enough. Now there's a point 13, bank guarantee. Now please be clear, it is not the bank guarantee that we as a stockbroker has given to our claiming member or to the claiming corporation. This is the bank guarantee given by the client to us, which we have taken and put it in the Almira, or maybe taken some kind of credit facilities from the bank against it. But because third party bank guarantee is not allowed. I'm aware of some brokers who used to do it and they are winding it down, and most of them have already winded down after the CCs clarified that it is not allowed. Having said that, so bank guarantee field in majority of cases will be zero. It's only super duper HNIs who deal with super duper HNI stock brokers. Well, BG Lelo and the broker pays margin from his own pocket. Those are the guys who would have this. Otherwise, most of us will not be affected by this. Number 14 is very similar. It is the fixed deposit receipt. Now, there are certain clients who would give you FDR and say, I mark a lien in favor you, Mr. Broker. I take that FDR and put it again in my Almira, and all right, fine. I take it as margin reported and start giving limits to the clients. For the purpose of CC, I will not give it ahead because again, third party FDs are also not allowed. Again, for deep pocketed brokers and who have such clients, they give the service. Majority of us would not be doing it. So for us, again, column 14 will most probably be zero. Column 15 and 16 deal with Government of India securities and gilt funds. So remember, if your the securities are received in the demat environment of CDS and SDL, it goes in the holding statement. It doesn't come here. 15, 16 will remain zero. Only when it comes to the secondary general ledger, the SGL, I forget the full name. For those received in the SGL is what you report in 15 and 16. Again, majority of us would not be affected, but we will not be getting into this activity. And if you have a client who is a super HNI and if you're giving that service, probably you know how to figure this out. This is another uh, wonderful option that has come in. Credit entry in ledger in lieu of EPI. Okay, 17, 18, 19 is very, very interesting and very, very useful to us. All right, this is a new field that has come. In case you have you have given subsequent exposure to the client for the early paying done, which is successfully done to claim corporation, this is where you put the figure. So I'm on Monday. My client gave me sold shares worth rupees 1 crore. He did an early paying of 1 crore. Against that, I have given him further exposure. So on T day, of course, I can give him now only 80%. So 80 lakh rupees credit I have given in his EPL ledger, and so this is where the figure will be reported to the exchange. So instead of everything being in the air, now it's a specific number. Now, can you report more than 80? Definitely not. That's our upper limit. But can you report 0 or less than 80? Probably, I think it is yes. Whatever credit, for example, a broker may have a facility that you can do early payment, but I will not give you credit because that's my risk management system. Perfectly all right. But if you have given EPI credit for further exposure to client, please mention here, because this is what that will be used to check whether you actually collected margin or not. After 17, 18, 19, you realize how the systems are getting developed. Pool account. Securities lying in pool account, it is only, now remember the current system is, if the client sells the securities and the securities are transferred to the pool, but early payment is not done, you can't do further exposure. But for the shares which have been sold, that margin you can say I have collected. But how will the CCs check it? The exchanges check it. Exchange will check from here. Uh, Column number 18 of the field, the value of the securities which are sold and available in the pool account, uh, that value you put there. But remember, the value you put here is only the value of the margin which is due for that transaction, for that sale. So I'll take an example. Somebody, a client sold shares worth rupees 1 crore of company A. The margin due for that is 20% normal and 5% ad hoc, say 25%. He transferred the 1 crore shares into my account, but he's done no other trade. He's transferred to my account, and I have not done early paying in the night. Oh shit, I forgot, something happened for whatever reason. For the 25 lakh rupees, I can say as margin received. In fact, yes, that for 25 lakhs, I can say margin received. And in this column number 18, you have to mention 25 lakhs if you want to give that much credit to that. If I've done early paying, in advance, early paying to the exchange by 9 o'clock, that entire 1 crore ka 80%, 80 lakhs is available in column 17. But I cannot put 80 lakhs there and another 25 lakhs in column 18. You can't do double counting. So if this is only for shares which has come into the pool and early paying not done. If early paying done, then it goes there, because anyway the margin obligation will disappear from the file. That's for the end of the day. For the peak margin purposes, I think the system will get a bit complicated, but probably we'll take it up as we go ahead. 19 is the uncleared checks. If the we are supposed to collect the margin before the trade. Client came, he gave us the check. The next day, we take the check and we deposit in the bank. We have time till T+1 to deposit in the bank. This is the facility we have. Now, uh, when we created column the financial ledger B, all uncleared effect is gone. To verify that, just hmm, hmm. To verify that, column 19 where we have to say कि these are the checks which I have received, and we have considered for margin purposes, but they remain uncleared. So now see the beauty of 17, 18, 19. Using these three figures and the figure 7, whatever margin that we report as collected, the exchanges can verify on a real-time basis कि सच्ची collect हुआ कि नहीं. Alright, this is a system-based margin calculation. In fact, if this works fine, as an association, we are going to request the authorities कि I don't want to report any daily margin collection figure anymore. I don't want to load this file. I've loaded this file. आप खुद calculate कर लो. If there's a shortage, आप penalty लगा दो. There's no difficulty. This would be a future, but only thing is there's sufficient time. The week ends after that 4 days. There's a lot of time, though, and we have to report margin collection only in 5 days. So that will clash a bit. But if we do wrong reporting, it is sure to be flagged. So in the next inspection by the exchanges, they will not even look at margin files. They'll already inspect everything and come. Please tell me for these 5 includes for these days. Why is the position out? So that's where we stand. Another field that has come in the cash equivalent is field 20, which is the value of commodities. After this is for commodity brokers or people who are active in commodity segments. This is where you put 21 is the last settlement date. It's the current format. If we are supposed to settle the client monthly or quarterly, if we do that, we put it. There could be some bill-to-bill clients who don't need to be settled. You put NA. There could be clients who are just onboarded yesterday. All right, settlement is not due for another 90 days or 30 days. That becomes NA. So this is this date we have to put. This date is critical because again, this could be an inspection point. Ki you have said that you settled on 5th August. Please show me the settlement data of 5th August. So this data is important. I don't think people are very serious about what's happening. Back office says some date comes and goes. Please take these files properly. Friends, there's many things that we are doing for many years and we believe we are doing right. When these things are revamped, it gives us a chance to have a relook at what we have done. And this is a very good opportunity for that. अच्छा ये field भी है. Okay, okay, okay. Let me check what's happening there. Now there is a field number 22, which is googly. Whatever weekly reporting that we are doing on a weekly basis, now we have to give on a daily basis. All right. So total credit balance client, total debit balance client. Now non-funded part of the bank guarantee, total credit margin, and free collateral at claim member. Uh, in field 22, 1 and 2 was total debit. We have already given details of all the aggregate client wise balance in column 8. Since we have done it, this is simply a total of that. So why did they ask for it? CCC total कर ले, exchange total कर लेते, हाँ कर सकते थे, नहीं किया. They've asked for it, so we have to give. It is almost like a control record. Okay, so please ensure that the total adds. On in 3 of 22, they want the value of non-funded portion of the bank guarantee, which we are giving on a weekly basis. You have to give it daily. Margin utilized for position of credit balance clients, we are giving on a weekly basis. You have to give daily. And free unblocked collateral deposit by claim member, again we have to give. So the G will be calculated on a daily basis. So we have to be careful about this. And whatever in 22, 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the whatever value will come in as field 23. So that is the cash equivalent file. What I'll do is we'll also complete the holding file, and then we can take the Q&A. In the what is that you need to upload in there's not much change in holding file, but there are some good clarifications. It's here. What do we need to upload in the holding file? Now, every demat account in the depository environment has a PAN number. If the PAN number belongs to the broker has to give a breakup of those files. This is a simple rule. So, do you have an early paying account with CDSL? Probably yes. If you have, what is the PAN number in the demat account? It belongs to the broker. If it belongs to the broker, the holding statement has to be given. Whose PAN number is there in the pool account? Belongs to the broker. So the holding of the pool account has to be given. In case of early paying in NSDL, where do the shares reside? They reside in the pool account of the broker itself. Well, you have to give the holding statement. This is the basic principle that has to be followed. Now, obviously in DMAT, there is no concept of nil holding. If the holding is there, you give. If the holding is there, you don't give. So that way, it's much simpler. Another clarification repeatedly that has come is you do not need to report the pledged shares. Why? Because the pledged shares are not lying in a demat account which has our PAN number. It is lying in the client's account. He has pledged to us and we repledged. Similarly, MTF funded shares. Okay, they no longer lie with us. They're lying with the client which is pledged in our favor. So we don't need to report that. So effectively, what do we need to report? Our own accounts, the KUSA accounts, the pool account, and the early paying account. In case of a collateral account and the MTF account, if we have invoked the pledge and the shares are moved into our account, that time we need to report, because now the securities are lying in a demat account which has our PAN number. If it's lying for 2 days, we will report for 2 days. ये कौन से किस client का माल था. We'll go through the 14 files of the holding statement, 14 fields of the holding statement. That should help. First is the PAN number, our PAN number, which is perfectly all right. Second is the date, for which date we are loading the holding, perfectly all right. It can be up to 6 different dates can appear in the date. Some dates will not appear if there's nothing on that particular day. The demat account number for which we are uploading, again, is fairly simple. What is the type of account that we're maintaining? I don't know why this is being asked, because already when we upload the details to the exchange, we have informed them we concept client concept type hai, but still the format is there. Now it is there, we have to upload, because we can say remove this, but then file format change jayega. Well, please let the file format be, will give the extra data. So it could be a client Benny account, a own account, pool account. See, remember client, the collateral account has closed, but still there are some legacy shares lying there. Okay, the client has disappeared. We don't know what to do with it. Exchanges have said that they will provide an account number where we can transfer the shares. They've still not provided. Since such time they're lying with us, we have to report. So these some types are still continuing, but they'll get phased out over a period of time. What else will go in column in field number 5, 6, and 7? We have the UCC of the client, name of the client, the PAN of the client. What about own shares? In own shares, you put OWN as the UCC, put our own name and our PAN. That should be okay. Uh, in column 8, we have the ISIN. Perfectly all right. Suppose we are now this same file even for commodities. So if commodities there's no ISIN, you have to put a NA. In column 9, we have to give the security type of commodity type. Is it equity? Is it MF? Is it bond, debt, preference? Again, my anger or my irritation with the exchanges. Why should I put this? Why? I've given the ISIN. You figure out econ because I may end up making a mistake. But the format is issued and this is there, so we need to kind of break up our. Probably we'll take one master farm depository in which ISIN belongs to what, or through the ISIN we can guess whether this is what kind of security it is. If commodity type, of course, we go only for COMM. Column 10 is the name of the commodities, and 11 is the unit type for that commodities. Again, 10 and 11 is applicable only if ISIN is not provided in 8. Okay. Uh, if ISIN is provided 8, then 10 and 11 become NA. If it is not provided, then we have to give the name of the commodity and what is the unit, grams, kgs, quintals, whatever the case may be. 12, 13, 14, interesting. Out of the securities that you have or the stuff that you have, how much is pledged, how much is free, and total kitna hai? Now, again, margin pledge, there's nothing to do with margin pledge here. All right, margin pledge, you're not even reporting. So the question of that being pledged and pledged is irrelevant. Probably the only thing that can be pledged today is own shares. It's your own share, you can pledge to whoever you want. So you take your own share, you maybe you're given it to NBFC or given to a bank against your limits. Perfect. This is where you need to report that it's pledged. Some securities are still pledged with one of the clearing corporation, the old style. If it is their own securities, if that's the case, we need to report here. And 14 will be sum of 12 and 13, the basic control record. So that is a run through, a quick run through, getting everyone up to speed on the CE file and the HS file. We'll put up the put up the program for Q&A. But before that, all are requested to raise the electronic hands. We will turn on the mic and you can speak. Before that, would any MII, any exchange representative would like to add or subtract on to something what I've said, or we can move to Q&A? Because the number of questions that you get is much more than the number of questions we get. So any question that you like to suo moto answer, or any point or any statement that I've made which seems to be incorrect, if you could please chip in. Nothing of interest. Cool. We'll go for the Q&A. BBF team, can you please turn on the mics of people who have raised their hands? Yep. Can we start with the person who is Redmi 9 Prime, please?
हाय सर।
बोलिए sir.
ये आपका जो कम्युनिटी में है, सॉरी गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटी जो आपने बताया था ना, कैश एंड कैश इक्विवेलेंट में, हाँ, उसके अंदर सपोज कोई गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स जो बाय करता है क्लाइंट, और
आप
वो उसके अकाउंट
डीमैट की बात करें कि एसजीएल की बात करें?
डीमैट डीमैट
डीमैट का वहाँ लिखना ही नहीं है.
नहीं नहीं, कॉन्सेप्ट ये है कि कोई भी गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स जो बाय करता है ना क्लाइंट, वो मेरे पूल अकाउंट से अभी सपोज वो एक ही जगह रजिस्टर्ड है, वो शेयर्स मतलब वो एक ही जगह रजिस्टर्ड है इन एनएसडीएल में.
इंटर डिपॉजिटरी की बात करें आप?
या
मेरे ख्याल से चालू हो गया ना, जैसे सॉवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड पर तो चालू हो गया है दूसरा.
बट सर वो मैं सपोज पड़ा रह गया कुछ अकाउंट में अपने एनएसडीएल के, और
हाँ,
क्लाइंट में ट्रांसफर ही नहीं हो रहा है, वो मुझे रिपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा कैसे न कैसे
करना.
उसको.
ये बॉन्ड किसके पास पड़ा हुआ है?
अपने
किसके
पास पड़ा
डीमैट
है,
में है?
अपने डीमेट में, मतलब कुछ
ठीक
अकाउंट
है,
में पड़ा है मेरे ब्रोकर के.
ब्रोकर के डीमैट में है ना,
जी
तो
जी.
आपको रिपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा. आपका माल थोड़ी है.
हाँ. ओके.
हाँ,
ओके सर.
ठीक है. और आपका माल है तो रिपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा मेरा है,
अरे
और आपका नहीं तो रिपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा किसका है. रिपोर्ट तो करना पड़ेगा.
ओके सर, ओके, थैंक यू
ओके.
सर.
Person with the number 172494777.
Hello.
Just a minute. Mr. Walia?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Sorry. So what I make a conclusion that in the weekly holding statement, I think there is no changes compared to the older format, right?
Correct. I would tend to agree, sir. You're right.
Okay, means the holding file which we are reporting on a weekly, there is nothing changed, right, sir? We
No,
have to
no
follow
significant change.
no significant change, no?
The logic.
Thank you, sir.
But I took this
Thank you.
opportunity to kind of revise what we are doing. You know, many people.
Okay.
ये
Yeah.
वो
Uttam ji,
बोल
one
रहा है
more
जिसके
point.
own के अंदर वो pledge. हाँ, महेश जी.
Uttam ji, one more point with respect to holding statement. Earlier, the AUD concept was there, last column for addition, deletion, and changes. So that is not required. That we have deleted in revised format. And nil holding file, that is a separate submission in holding statement. That is also not required now after the implementation of revised reporting. Thank you.
And Mahesh, that quantity thing is quantity is
Sorry,
column
Kiran?
is quantity column is also a new column, right? Quantity we are mentioning, na? In one new column was there for commodities quantity column was there.
There are two new column which Uttamji has already explained for commodity. So that is new. Apart from that,
So
there is
basically,
nothing.
जो आदमी commodity और इसका अलग file load करा था, उसका single file हो गया basically.
Right.
So from that way, yes. But there's no conceptual changes. The changes are very operational.
Minor small
Right.
changes.
But there's some very significant conceptual changes.
But it
in the same
will stop
file.
the upload. Definitely, it will stop the upload if that minor change is not done in your system.
Yeah, minor change. That's true. Fair one, Kiran bhai. ठीक है वाले जी? वाले जी, any further question?
No, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mr. Krishnamurthy?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Uttamji.
Yeah, बोलिए sir.
This is related to enhanced supervision details, what we have to do, consolidate. Currently, bank balances we are uploading separately. I assume that bank balances is taken it from the weekly balance upload and it has been considered while they are looking at. Am I correct?
Yes, they will. But see, the weekly has not been discontinued. They may consider discontinuing at a future point of time. But it will continue for some time. It will be simultaneous. Please don't read it as, oh, if I start uploading this, I have to stop weekly. No.
No. It in the circular it will be communicated later.
Later,
time,
yes.
Discontinuation.
Yes.
So till such time we have to continue. I understood on this.
Perfect.
Just I wanted to get a clarity on that. Bank balances will be taken it from the weekly bank balances what we are uploading from Monday to Saturday. Then remaining these other parts which is calculating on G which has been considered here.
Yes.
Okay.
So all the pieces of G data they have taken from the big file. Whatever is missing, they have added 5 more things, and this is missing. Please give it to me.
Okay.
So out of 5, 2 was available. 3 more things were missing. So it becomes very easy for the exchange to calculate on their own.
Okay.
Right.
Then second point is this is a peak margin what they are asking about it. But it is going to be then peak margin reporting and peak calculation will be discontinued.
I'm going to request regulator to do that.
again there is a kind of a thing which is happening in post 515 all that which is covered with this commodity at 515.
That's a separate topic for a separate day, sir.
No. Is it covered with this calculation? Everything will come in?
Sir, you have to understand the rule is we have to take initial margin upfront.
That's true.
Okay, whether it's 4:15, 5:15, 10:15 or 9 a.m. That is what rule says.
Okay.
Now, then for the time period, we'll take 4 snapshots a day and check.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that when snapshots are not taken, you're not supposed to collect margin.
Yeah.
But if somebody does it, they're doing it at their own risk.
Thank you, sir.
They're taking regulatory risk by doing that.
Thank you for clarifying. Thank you.
Right. Siddhanji? Mr. Siddhant Prabhu? आवाज नहीं आ रही।
गुड इवनिंग उत्तम जी।
हाँ बोलिए सर।
उत्तम जी 2-3 पॉइंट डिस्कस करना है।
बोलिए ना।
फर्स्ट पॉइंट है ये पीक मार्जिन वाला जो कॉलम है,
हाँ,
उसमें एक मैं एग्जांपल आपसे शेयर कर रहा हूँ कि फॉर एग्जांपल मेरे क्लाइंट के पास ओपनिंग बैलेंस 0 है।
वी आर इन मंडे मॉर्निंग,
वी आर ऑन मंडे क्लाइंट का ओपनिंग बैलेंस 0 है। क्लाइंट ने 1 लाख रुपीस ट्रांसफर किए। 1 लाख रुपीस में से 70,000 का उसने परचेज किया।
अनम्यूट किया आपको।
करेक्ट। अभी मैंने उसका पोस्टिंग कर दिया सेम डे 70,000 लेजर में, तो उसका क्लोजिंग बैलेंस आया 30,000।
सेम डे पोस्टिंग कर दिया,
लेजर बैलेंस उसका आया 30,000। रिसिप्ट एंट्री था 1 लाख का, उसमें से 70,000 का परचेस हुआ, उसका मैंने टी डे पोस्टिंग किया, तो क्लोजिंग बैलेंस आया 30,000।
लेकिन आप रिपोर्ट तो 1 लाख करोगे ना बैलेंस, वो ओपन
मैं आ रहा हूँ ना, उस पे आ रहा हूँ।
ओके ओके, हाँ।
अच्छा,
तो
अभी
मंडे
सर उसने क्या किया, मुझे 10,000 का विड्रॉल का रिक्वेस्ट भी दिया, तो मैंने वो भी प्रोसेस कर दिया। उसका 30,000 मेरे पास अवेलेबल बैलेंस था, तो एंड ऑफ द डे मेरे पास बैलेंस उसका बचता है 20,000।
नहीं,
क्लोजिंग बैलेंस उसका फाइनेंशियल लेजर के हिसाब से 20,000 बचे।
फाइनेंशियल लेजर 2 है, फाइनेंशियल लेजर ए की बी, किसकी बात कर रहे हो?
मैं फाइनेंशियल लेजर एक ही बात कर रहा हूँ
तो
सर।
लेकिन अब देखो बी पे जाना है ना, पीक मार्जिन।
नहीं, वो समझ गया, बट अभी फाइनेंशियल लेजर के हिसाब से मेरे पास 20,000 बचेगा।
हाँ ठीक है, हाँ।
बट अभी मुझे पीक वाले कॉलम में
अरे
रिपोर्ट
पीक वाले कॉलम, आप पीक वाला कॉलम आफ्टर रिमूविंग ओपन बिल्स की बात करता है ना।
हाँ,
पीक वाला कॉलम फाइनेंशियल लेजर ए नहीं, फाइनेंशियल लेजर बी से काम कर रहा है।
फाइनेंशियल लेजर बी में मुझे कितना रिपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा?
फाइनेंशियल लेजर बी में आपके पास 1 लाख रुपया रिपोर्ट होगा। नहीं, फाइनेंशियल लेजर बी में 90,000 जाएगा और पीक में 1 लाख जाएगा।
90,000 आएगा ना?
फाइनेंशियल लेजर बी में तो 90 आएगा ना यार।
अच्छा, क्योंकि उसका
एंड ऑफ द डे बैलेंस है।
हाँ।
और जो पीक है उसमें 1 लाख आएगा, बिकॉज 90,000 प्लस 10,000 जो आपने दिया था, और उसका जो उसने जो 70,000 का माल लिया वो वेडनेसडे को डेबिट होगा, तो वेडनेसडे के लेजर में इफेक्ट जाएगा उसका।
नहीं, मैं 9 नंबर कॉलम की बात समझिए। 9 नंबर कॉलम जो है पीक फाइनेंशियल लेजर बैलेंस सी,
एक मिनट
मैं ओपन ऑब्लिगेशंस में रिमूव करूंगा, माइनस करूंगा, मतलब 70,000 का माइनस होगा।
सर है, स्क्रीन पे लेता हूँ, बेटर रहेगा कि स्क्रीन पे ले लें। तो आप बेसिकली 9 नंबर कॉलम की बात कर रहे हो ना?
यस।
ये लिखा है हाईएस्ट नेट क्रेडिट बैलेंस अक्रॉस सेगमेंट फाइनेंशियल आफ्टर एडजस्टिंग फॉर ओपन बिल्स ऑफ क्लाइंट, अनक्लियर चेक और इश्यूड एंड मार्जिन ऑब्लिगेशंस।
करेक्ट। अभी अनक्लियर मतलब ओपन ऑब्लिगेशंस मेरा 70,000 का है,
वो तो उसको हटा दो,
उसको हटा दिया। और आपने ये जो उसमें जो लिखा है ना, ऑल पेमेंट्स टू क्लाइंट्स, मतलब सेम डे मैंने 10,000 क्लाइंट्स को पेमेंट किया।
सर एक मिनट रुक जाओ धीरे। आपकी जो एग्जांपल में आपका ए का बैलेंस है 20,000 रुपया,
हाँ,
बी का बैलेंस है 90,000 रुपया।
सॉरी,
स्क्रीन दिख रहा है मेरा?
हाँ स्क्रीन दिख रहा है।
बी का बैलेंस है 90,000 रुपया,
ओके,
हाँ या नहीं?
हाँ बराबर है।
और सी का बैलेंस है 1 लाख रुपया।
सी में 1 लाख दिखाना है,
तो और क्या होगा?
मतलब
ये पढ़िए, इसके हिसाब से आप 1 लाख के अलावा और कोई फिगर कैसे आ सकता है?
नहीं, मतलब ओपन बिल सिर्फ मुझे माइनस करना है। इवन
लिखा है ना ओपन बिल्स, मार्जिन का इफेक्ट सब अजय लिखा हुआ है ना।
ओके फाइन।
ये सर्कुलर के वर्ड्स है, मेरे वर्ड्स नहीं है। ये
समझ गया। मूविंग टू नेक्स्ट।
अच्छा, एक
उत्तम जी,
हाँ
उत्तम जी, टू मेक इट मोर सिंपल, सर ये पीक लेजर बैलेंस जो है ना सर, आप ईओडी के लिए या आप जैसे पीक मार्जिन का जब अभी जैसे आप रिपोर्टिंग करते हैं उस टाइम आप एक पीक मार्जिन बैलेंस कंसिडर करते हैं, पीक लेजर बैलेंस कंसिडर करते हैं, उसमें से आपको सिर्फ अनक्लियर चेक हटाना है। वो हटाएंगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली पीक फाइनेंशियल लेजर बैलेंस आ जाएगा। आप पीक मार्जिन के लिए जो भी लेजर बैलेंस आप कंसिडर कर रहे हैं उसमें ऑलरेडी ओपन बिल्स आप एडजस्ट कर ही देते, निकाल ही देते हैं।
बराबर है
ना? तो अल्टीमेटली आप अभी जो रिपोर्ट कर रहे हैं उसमें से सिर्फ अनक्लियर चेक्स हम हटा देंगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली ये बैलेंस आपका आ जाएगा।
सर हम तो क्लियर चेक होता है उसके बाद ही क्लाइंट को मार्जिन।
अरे सर अभी हम सबकी बात करें, खाली आपकी नहीं, आपके एग्जांपल समझो। ये बी कैलकुलेट इतने साल से करो, बी कैलकुलेट करना आता है?
यस।
सी को बी से निकालो, सी को ए से मत निकालना। वो लॉजिक से सोचोगे ना तो माइंड क्लियर रहेगा।
8 नंबर में भी तो आज भी हम वही कर रहे हैं ना, उसमें वो माइनस हो जाएगा, उसका पेमेंट जो है वो माइनस
तो
हो
जो
जाएगा।
9 नंबर है उसको आप 7 नंबर से मत निकालना, 8 नंबर से निकालना।
समझ गया, समझ
ठीक है,
गया।
ओके सर।
अभी मूविंग टू नेक्स्ट पॉइंट।
नेक्स्ट, हाँ बोलिए, पूछिए ना।
ये पॉइंट नंबर 17 जो अर्ली पेन वाला आपने मेंशन किया है ना,
हाँ,
उसमें मैं अर्ली पेन तो कर देता हूँ, एंड ऑफ द डे कर रहा हूँ, अर्ली पेन और सीसी एक्सेप्ट भी कर लेता है, बट उसको मार्जिन में नेक्स्ट डे देता हूँ।
आपकी इच्छा है।
टी डे के लिए मुझे यहाँ पे वैल्यू डिस्प्ले करना है कि नहीं करना है?
आपने उस जितना उसको लिमिट दिया है।
नहीं, लिमिट नहीं, कुछ नहीं, सेम से
तो
कुछ नहीं।
तो कुछ सी मार्जिन बेनिफिट ऑफ ईपीआई गिवन फॉर फर्दर एक्सपोजर।
करेक्ट,
ठीक
तो
है,
जीरो जाएगा वहां पे।
आपकी इच्छा है
सर। आप जिस दिन आप मार्जिन देंगे उस दिन का आपको रिपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा।
यदि आपने उसको लिमिट दिया नहीं तो जीरो डालो।
ओके, इवन दो अर्ली पेन ऑफ सिक्योरिटी किया है बट लिमिट नहीं दिया तो जीरो जाएगा।
हाँ,
एग्जैक्टली।
ये पॉइंट आप समझो। एफएक्यू एक्सचेंज का क्या है, जो आपने लेजर में पोस्टिंग किया वो आपको रिपोर्ट करना है।
उत्तम जी, इसका तो पोस्टिंग मैंने सेम डे कर दिया बट लिमिट नहीं दिया है, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम आस्किंग।
नहीं, यदि लेजर में पोस्टिंग किया तो आपको देना पड़ेगा, राइट शुभंकर?
सर आपने मार्जिन के लिए कंसीडर किया है?
नहीं शुभंकर, that two, sorry, I'll interrupt two things. One is, suppose a client margin के लिए consider, what do you mean by margin के लिए consider? If I post the ledger in the if I post the entry in the ledger, whether or not client is utilized it, I have given the exposure to the client, no?
नहीं, आपने सर वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, आपने अगर उसके बेसिस में एक्सपोजर दिया है तो इट विल बी कंसीडर्ड।
बट एक्सपोजर दिया, there is one thing, एक्सपोजर दिया, दूसरा होता है क्लाइंट ने एक्सपोजर यूटिलाइज किया। It may seem like the same thing but actually it's different.
नहीं मतलब,
so I'll give you example. Suppose
either आपने
example, I'll give example Shubhankar, it helps. Suppose you are my customer, you came and sold 1 lakh worth of shares, okay, you've done nothing else, and in the evening I've done early paying, I credited 1 lakh into your ledger.
ठीक है,
the simple case, I have given you 1 lakh for the exposure. You have not utilized it, but I have given you by giving credit in the ledger. Do I need to, not 1 lakh, 80,000 rupees, because there's a limit. So do I need to mention 80,000 here? Because I have given you 80,000, but you utilize 0. So do I mention 80,000 or do I mention 0? You understand?
Sir,
That's, but इसका answer दो.
So the only thing is this: if you are using this for the margin, then obviously you have to give.
Shubhankar has not used this for the margin. You have not taken any further exposure, but I have given you ledger credit. So what do I do? Or is it, can I make a policy? But had you utilized, had you utilized it for further exposure of 80,000 now, then there's no question. Then it's absolutely clear. We have to mention. But if I have posted in the ledger, by posting ledger, I have given you credit, but you as a client have not utilized it. So if you've not, have I given you in the first place?
तो वो तो सर anyways
तो मेरा पॉइंट कॉलम 17 में मैं क्या डालूं, 80,000 डालूं कि 0 डालूं in this particular example?
हाँ सर, वही मैं आपको बोलने का कोशिश कर रहा हूँ सर। anyways that information आप जो भी उसमें डालिए, तो that information will not be useful anyway, because उस दिन कोई मार्जिन रहेगा भी नहीं। आपका जो सिंपल एग्जांपल है उसमें anyways कोई मार्जिन भी नहीं रहेगा।
ठीक, बट देन आप इंस्पेक्शन में आके मुझे बोले तुमने गलत डेटा क्यों लोड किया, यहाँ पे तुमने क्रेडिट किया 80,000, यहाँ 0 क्यों लिखा है? ऐसा तो नहीं होगा
सर। इसलिए आपको बोल रहा था कि हम लोग ने सर्कुलर में लिखा कि फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ मार्जिन, मतलब दैट हैज बीन कंसीडर्ड फॉर मार्जिन। तो मार्जिन रहेगा तो आप देंगे ना।
यू मीन टू से कि अगर मार्जिन क्लाइंट ने यूटिलाइज किया है तो वो मार्जिन उसने ईपीआई के वैल्यू के अगेंस्ट में यूज किया हुआ है।
यदि किया
तो मुझे वहां पे वो डालना पड़ेगा कि इसको मार्जिन कहाँ से दिया है। तो भाई ये शेयर का अर्ली पेन किया, उसका जो 80% है उसके सामने क्लाइंट ने
आपने लेजर में पोस्ट किया, तो उसके बाद आप दिखाएंगे।
ओके, बट इन माय केस शुभंकर जी, इन माय केस मैं तो क्लाइंट को एंड ऑफ द लेजर में पोस्टिंग करता हूँ और एंड ऑफ द डे अर्ली सिक्योरिटी करता हूँ। तो हमारे केस में तो क्लाइंट को आएगा ही नहीं सेम डे मार्जिन बेनिफिट, देने ही नहीं वाला हूँ। तो मैं यहाँ पे तो दिखा सकता हूँ।
तो आप तो सेकंड डे पे दे रहे हैं ना?
करेक्ट, T+1 पे दे रहा हूँ। अगर T+1 पे क्लाइंट यूटिलाइज करता है तो मैं T1 डे पे उसका अर्ली पेन का वैल्यू वहां पे 17 नंबर में डिस्प्ले करूंगा। Am I
हाँ, तो
correct?
आपको T+1 का जो अपलोड करेंगे तो T+1 पे आपको दिखाएंगे कि आपने
Correct.
इसका बेनिफिट दिया है।
अच्छा मुझे
और
शिवांकर,
इसमें और एक चीज है,
हाँ,
इसमें ऐसा है कि आई एम जस्ट गिविंग अनदर एग्जांपल।
ये
जैसे टी डे पे आपने 1 लाख का सेल किया,
Okay.
यू गेट उसके बाद यू गिव फर्दर एक्सपोजर टू द क्लाइंट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ईपीआई। जो भी
Okay.
आपने ईपीआई किया है लेजर में पोस्ट कर लिया है, तो
हाँ,
सेकेंड डे भी कुछ मार्जिन रिक्वायरमेंट रहेगा, उसके लिए भी आप वही टी डे पे जो ईपीआई किया है उसका बेनिफिट आप T+1 पे भी आप देंगे।
correct.
ठीक है, तो आप जब रिपोर्टिंग करेंगे तो टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग आप वो प्रीवियस डे जो ईपीआई कर चुके हैं जिसका बेनिफिट आप T+1 पे दिखा रहे हैं, T+1 पे आप ले रहे हैं, तो T+1 पे आपको वो ईपीआई का वैल्यू भी आपको दिखाना पड़ेगा।
करेक्ट।
Correct.
तो फिर हो सकता है कि फिर आपको टी डे या T+T-1 डे ये दोनों का ईपीआई का वैल्यू सिंस आप मार्जिन के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं तो आपको दिखाना पड़ेगा।
फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर 1 लाख है तो दोनों दिन 1 लाख दिखाना पड़ेगा।
हाँ, जो भी फर्स्ट डे शायद 1 लाख नहीं होगा, फर्स्ट डे 20%
80,000
रिड्यूस हो जाएगा। हाँ,
हाँ, तो टी डे पे आप 80,000 दिखाएंगे, T+1 पे आपको उसको 1 लाख दिखाना पड़ेगा, और T+1 पे अगर फर्दर आप ईपीआई करते तो उसका भी वैल्यू उसके ऊपर आ जाएगा।
करेक्ट, करेक्ट।
And I remain a bit skeptical or confused on this, but we'll take it again in the end.
उत्तम जी, एक और क्वेश्चन है उत्तम जी, छोटा सा।
उत्तम जी,
MCX, ICX कमोडिटी रिलेटेड जो भी कॉलम्स आपने डाली है रिपोर्टिंग फॉर्मेट में, उसमें अगर वैल्यू कुछ भी नहीं डालनी है तो क्या डालेंगे, NA या 0? बिकॉज एग्जांपल में आपने कुछ क्लियर किया नहीं है उसमें।
Can the exchanges clarify? Simple question.
NA,
हाँ, सिंपल
NA
डालेंगे ना? ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
बट 0 डाल दो तो कोई हर्जा नहीं ना?
नहीं।
अच्छा, सॉरी, कम अगेन।
नहीं महेश, हाँ महेश वो दूसरा चीज बोल रहा है।
ओके, you are talking about column number
the
10,
MCX
11 and 12.
हाँ, MCX
10, 11,
then you
12.
need to put 0
डालना है ना वैल्यू?
हाँ।
सिर्फ सर ES इंफॉर्मेशन जब आप भरेंगे वो रोज में आपको NA डालना पड़ेगा, ये सारा कॉलम्स।
अभी थोड़ा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो रहा है आपका आंसर।
नहीं वो ES
इंफॉर्मेशन
है ना?
उत्तम जी आगे बढ़ते हैं, उसके बाद समझ में आएगा।
ऑलराइट, ओके, ठीक है अरुष भाई।
ओके,
hello.
एक मिनट सर, डायमंड।
Yeah, I have 3 questions. So far we have discussed about early paying of securities. Now I have query for early paying of funds. Now here what happens is bank balance goes down, but exchange does not report this figure in any of the files. Now how do I report creditor, because my creditors will be higher but my bank balance per se will be lower to that extent?
Isn't it equivalent to ABC?
They don't report in any of the files. Means if I do early paying, then again exchange files जो भी देता है MJ05 or whatever files they give, that figure is never included anywhere.
Exchanges, that's a feedback for you, because
this again query is unanswered since very long time actually.
Example that will help. Suppose a client purchased shares worth ₹1 crore at my place, and on Monday, and he gave me a check of 1 crore rupees. No, that
no. He gave funds of 1 crore to broker. Now broker has made that payment from early paying to exchange.
So, thanks for that. So he purchased shares worth ₹1 crore on Monday. He transferred me 1 crore rupees today, and the bill will happen on Wednesday. So on Monday evening, I have bank balance 1 crore, creditor 1 crore, so my G is 0. Suppose I do a early paying of 1 crore to CC. Now my creditor is still 1 crore for 2 days because uncleared bills are pending रहेगा. But my bank balance is 0 and my G will become -1 crore.
नहीं sir, I guess
so point is, whenever you do a calculation, Shivankar, you guys have to early paying amount also you have to take in a calculation. It is not
sir, there are two things. First is sir, when we were discussing in this webinars of pledge replace, so that time CC has confirmed कि early paying का भी अभी allocation, early paying of funds का भी अभी similar way में allocation होता है. So I guess अगर आप एक बार CC से check करेंगे, because that system has been up now.
No, that is okay for that is a margin benefit and all. That is not the issue. Issue is the calculation of G.
हाँ,
है ना, damn it?
Yeah, correct.
The whole G calculation, it is nothing to do with CC. Or the CC processes.
not for margin calculation, for
No,
G calculation.
G calculation.
That's right.
Yeah.
And here also you have given one column called credit entry ledger in lieu of EPI. Now that is for the securities, not for the funds. Now here there will be a debit entry in ledger in lieu of EPI, early payment of funds.
No, I didn't get you.
So, so the way we have credit entry in the ledger in lieu of EPI, probably will need a debit entry ledger in the client account in lieu of early paying of
EPF.
funds done. Either we reduce the credit balance of the clients or we increase the bank balance as per exchange record. दोनों में से एक को करना पड़ेगा.
सर आप ये बोलना चाहते हैं कि जो भी ईपीआई ऑफ फंड होता है वो बैंक तो रिड्यूस हो जाता है बट
क्रेडिट कम नहीं होता है.
हाँ नहीं, सीसी के फाइल पे भी कहीं पे नहीं आता है.
That's what happened.
नहीं आता है. So this query is pending since 2 years. Again, I have wrote a mail to NSE multiple times, but again.
And it's actually an NCL issue, not an NSE issue.
But no, I agree. But then again, as of now we are adjusting manually, but this will become difficult now.
But Diamond, thank you for pointing it out. Since the issue is raised, I'm sure they'll resolve it. बाकी मैं हूँ ना, झगड़ा कर लेंगे.
Yeah. Second point again, you had mentioned that regarding pro or own trades, whether reporting should be done or not. Now that again,
that
exchanges will have to clarify. Yeah. Because again, there are two things getting mixed here. One side they are saying debtors creditors balance should tally with UCC wise. Now again, in details of client asset, again the own account are never reported. But in details of client level cash balance and cash equivalent, their own account are to be reported. And same thing goes for this custodian settled client.
What about custodian settled client?
No, again, they are always going to be in debit balance. Now, again, there is no funds, there is no security for them, right? It's always going to be brokerage plus charges what are recoverable from them. Now, do we include them in reporting? Because my debtors per se is going to be including that figure. But client level, again, how do I give that? Or should I give that? Because in earlier circular, they were exempt. Custodian settled clients were exempt from reporting, weekly reporting.
That still continues, no?
No, but then there will be a mismatch, you know?
Hang on. So you have suppose 10 custodian settled clients and 10 normal clients.
Right.
Correct. So when you upload this file, you'll upload the file for 10 normal clients and the
नहीं
total.
नहीं हटा है ना, करना है ना उसको.
क्या चीज महेश?
Sorry.
Okay. Mic चल गया. So sorry, Diamond.
Yeah.
So
Uttam ji, I'll just repeat this.
You have 10 normal clients and 10 institutional settled clients. Now institutional settled clients are debit by 5,000, 10,000 for the charges and all. And baki 10 are normal clients. When you make this file, you will make file only for those 10 clients and you give total of only 10 clients.
Nahi Uttam ji, here the difference is in case of details of client asset, which is the very first submission. In that, total data and total creditors are to be given, right?
But isn't that July circular of NSE 35412? It says that custodian settles are not to be reported.
That is only for client level cash and cash equivalent, nothing to do with the details of client asset.
Okay. So details of client asset is not a part of cash and cash equivalent upload.
No, they see two reporting are getting merged here, no?
But the CE report, let's call the CE report.
CE report in that earlier one, right?
In 2017, we are doing.
Yeah, in that custodian settled clients were exempt. They were not to be included. But in details of client asset, which is on a weekly basis, total level of debtors, creditors, and bank balance and all that, in that debtors balance was always including this.
Acha. But see, debtors balance is more like a MIS, right?
Yeah, I know. But here again, if I have to give UCC wise, then there, again, do I have to report? Then start reporting.
So this is a question that needs to be answered.
Yeah.
When I give the details of my debtors and creditors, do I need to include the debits of the custodian settled clients also? Are they exempt even or not? We need a clarification on that. Number one.
Right.
Number two, we need a clarification when it comes if I end up reporting own, then the own, and if I put own and in the niche I have to put a total, Do I need to add the own to the total? If it does, then own is own is a creditor. Your creditor balance will shoot up like nobody's business for no rhyme or reason.
Correct. So totally तो मतलब पूरा ट्रायल बैलेंस ही अपलोड कर रहे हैं वैसे तो
हाँ
all clients,
तो
all
वो
users.
तो ठीक है तो
जो सी उत्तम भाई अपना जो जी का वीकली एसेट वाला जो कैलकुलेशंस है
हाँ
वही फिगर्स अराइव करने हैं कैश एंड कैश इक्विवेलेंट से। तो जो फिगर ओन का लेते नहीं थे वहां पे अपना मेन पर्पस तो सॉल्व होना चाहिए। इसी फिगर से क्लाइंट एसेट मॉनिटरिंग के जी का कैलकुलेशन होने वाला है।
correct. When it is
Whatever,
everything
so
is due with
that is the
clients,
logic.
so
That
what
is
is
the
own
logic to
doing
be
here?
applied everywhere.
हाँ. So this is a principal diamond. By that logic, own should not be uploaded at all.
नहीं सर, ओन आपको इंडिविजुअली आपको अपलोड करना पड़ेगा, बट
अपलोड करना पड़ेगा लेकिन हम लोग लेंगे नहीं उसको।
हाँ मतलब ये इंफॉर्मेशन में ओन का वैल्यू नहीं आएगा।
तो जो लेकिन नीचे का जो टोटल बनाते हैं हम लोग उसके अंदर ओन का फिगर भी ऐड करना पड़ेगा टोटल में।
नहीं सर, तो एग्रीगेट लेवल पे आप जब रिपोर्ट करेंगे तब नहीं आएगा ना।
एक मिनट, व्हाट इज द टोटल?
See, if you take anything owned that was not part of the client asset monitoring, then everything will go for the toss.
I'm just showing this.
अच्छा उत्तम जी,
एक रमेश भाई ये देखो, what do you say this 22 and 20 in field 22 this total credit balance of all clients, total debit balance of all clients, and this should match with the aggregate client wise balance report in column 8, correct?
So
if column
so
8
just visualize
if in column 8 I mention own, then I have to put it here, and if I put it here it goes for a toss. Or have I missed something? Damn it, am I right?
Yeah, that's right.
Huh. So this is your circular I'm quoting.
Uttam ji, okay. So Uttam ji, there are 2 points. First point is these reporting are not applicable to custodian settler client. And second point, the point you are mentioning, ki both the above should match with the aggregate client-wise balances. So if we are saying client-wise balances, then ideally it should be matched with client-wise aggregate balances.
Okay.
When we are talking about column number 8, we will not consider on balances.
Okay.
Member need to report on balances, but the comparison between client-wise balances with aggregate level client-wise balances.
So the total of field 22 will be total of all the 8 except own.
Ideally, yes. Right.
Okay. Fine. And that solves this part of the problem. Correct? Diamond?
Yeah. But Maheshi, just one question here. Now, again, in my own, I have 2 UCC. One is error and one is my normal. Both are under my PAN, right? Now, will system capture based on calculate based on my PAN, or will it be calculated based on my own code?
So you want to report on error code also, is it?
We don't want to report.
We don't want to report, but again, you guys have asked, no?
We don't want to report own and error.
Error is exception, na?
No, I know, but then again, that's a UCC again, and there is a balance there.
I think error is not required to report. We want to on balances.
सर अगर आपको एरर भी रिपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा, वो भी आपका ओन नहीं आएगा।
हाँ, again it is part of own, तो आप वो merge करके report कर दीजिए।
Okay.
आपको report own में करना पड़ेगा।
Okay, so own reporting I can merge, right?
Yes, because whatever the balances showing in your own error account, ideally it is your own balances, right? So you can merge with your
it will
own
not create
balances.
issue at the time of inspection in UCC mismatch kind of thing, right? Because there are 2 different UCC.
सर इंस्पेक्शन में हम लोग क्लाइंट का बैलेंस चेक करते हैं।
Okay, fine.
Right. And so
same logic goes for custodian in that case. I think so. Custodian settled clients again. If it is per se, then only declaration is taken. Means if I am 100% custodian settled, means 100% custodian business. If I am doing, then only that declaration is applicable.
Correct.
But if there are custodian as well as retail client, in that case, do I need to report or do I not need to report?
Sir, both submission are not applicable to custodian settled client. If you have some client which are custodian settled, you can ignore those clients.
Okay, fine.
Great. So Diamond, all your questions answered except for the EPI of
Early
funds.
pain of funds. That's right.
But my compliments, Diamond, for 3 lovely questions, which is really relevant.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, man. Manave ji. Manave ji? Quite okay. Siddhant Prabhu?
Good evening, Uttamji.
Boliye, sir.
Yeah, there are two questions. One question is regarding the commodity balance that are to be added. If I'm holding commodity membership in some other company, in some other PAN, so I need not report. That is what I understand.
वो separate है यार.
हाँ. And regarding the holding statement, I'm registered PMS as well, and I'm having some demat accounts for especially for the purpose of PMS, and at times there is some stock in that on behalf of my PMS clients, but there's PMS clients, the UCC is not there at the exchange level, and the demat accounts are also, and bank accounts for PMS are reported in the category or type as others. There's no pool or beneficiary or settlement. It comes under the category of others. So do I need to report this?
So what are you doing today?
I'm not reporting them.
You cannot report even if you want to, actually.
Yeah,
existing problem.
Yeah, so we continue not to report. That is what
no. Not to report is always a bad idea.
Though, how do I report?
What is the UCC for this? Are you opening strategy wise, or what is the case?
Yeah, there are 3 schemes, and the 3 schemes have.
So I believe UCC you have UCC at strategy level, right?
Yes.
So at strategy level, you can report at UCC level whatever the balances you have.
Means the demat accounts is in my own name, so I report them as own shares.
No, sir, no.
Strategy
whatever the securities available in your trading member demat account, you supposed to report. So these are the security available in your trading member demat account, right?
A trading member, but the type is, it's not a pool or a beneficiary.
Type is irrelevant here. So if securities are
because
available
when I
in
report, I have to
trading
mention the
member,
client
then you supposed
demat
to
account
report.
type also, no? When I, if you see the holding statement, format of the holding statement, the type has to be mentioned. Right now, the type is others. So in what type do I report these PMS accounts?
So there are 2 questions, Siddhant. One is what type you want to report the PMS account. Second is under whom I should report the PMS, these securities, correct?
Yeah, because the shares to whom they actually belong, उनका UCC है ही नहीं. अगर है तो भी उनका broking को डाला
one question, Siddhant. How did the shares land in your account? Did you put a trade in the stock exchange? You got a payout?
Yes.
Okay. When you put a trade in the stock exchange, did you put some client code or put own?
No, the scheme code basically.
You put the scheme code. So these shares belong to the scheme. You upload in the scheme, no?
Okay, so
and scheme has a UCC of its own, right?
Yeah, under the UCC is solved, but again the account
type
type
is a problem. तो others option नहीं है क्या?
नहीं, इसमें if we see the
तो client डालना पड़ेगा ना, वो client हो गया. Client account is not allowed.
Because जो अभी enhance में reported है, it is reported under others. So
then the suggestion for exchanges is you have to introduce the other type also.
And what is the tagging in the depository for this account? I believe you have marked as collateral, right?
No, because those are my PMS accounts. उसमें
what is the tagging in the demat account, Siddhant?
In depository.
याद नहीं है.
Those are not tagged at all, I believe, because ideally they are not under my DP. It's with the custodian. We have opened the account with the custodian.
Okay, the custodian ने पता नहीं क्या किया हुआ. We don't know.
Since
Check
it's a
with
PMS
depository. Either you have marked client Benny or collateral.
It could be marked as own also. We don't know what custodian has done, Mahesh.
So check with depository. So whatever the tagging is there, you can tag here also in this reporting.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Siddhant.
Thank you.
Mr. Ravi Teja. Mr. Ravi Teja. No. Manave ji, we can't hear you. Trying to speak, we can see the light going up, but we can't hear you. There's something wrong with the audio. Shailesh bhai.
हाँ
हाँ
सर,
बोलिए सर.
अपन जो वो कॉलम नंबर 19 के लिए पीक मार्जिन के लिए जो डिस्कस कर रहे थे ना, कि मैंने टी डे पे 1 लाख रुपए का सेल किया, उसका मैंने अर्ली पे इन कर दिया. अब क्लाइंट ने यदि यूज किया है तो मुझे रिपोर्ट करना है, नहीं यूज किया है तो नहीं करना है. ओके, 80,000 रुपीज. पर सेटलमेंट डे थर्ड डे T+2 को सुबह पेइन के इफेक्ट के साथ में ईपीआई रिवर्स होता है. हम लोग बैक ऑफिस पे करते हैं और उसके पहले स्नैपशॉट 1 आ जाता है पीक मार्जिन का. तो उस केस में क्या करना है? बिकॉज अदरवाइज दिस क्लाइंट विल गो शॉर्ट इन फर्स्ट स्नैपशॉट ऑफ सेटलमेंट डे.
बट था ना 11 बजे तक तो था ही आपके पास.
हाँ था ना, तो वो रिपोर्ट करेंगे तो वो नेट ऑफ में नहीं आएगा ना, क्योंकि जैसे अर्ली पे इन रिवर्स होगा तो उसका क्रेडिट आएगा, तो लेट आएगा और क्रेडिट में भी लेस बिकॉज ऑफ बाइंग द अदर शेयर्स, एंड शेयर्स विल गो इन द डायरेक्ट डीमैट अकाउंट ऑफ द क्लाइंट एज देयर इज अ क्रेडिट बिल.
मैं स्क्रीन शेयर कर रहा हूँ वापस. हाईएस्ट नेट क्रेडिट बैलेंस अक्रॉस ऑल सेगमेंट्स.
हाँ, तो उसमें क्या हुआ कि जो 1 लाख का शेयर मंडे को बेचा था, उसमें से उसने मंडे कुछ यूज नहीं किया, तो उस दिन अपन कुछ भी उसमें नहीं बताएंगे, बिकॉज यूज किया है तो ही बताना है.
नहीं, आपका ऑप्शन है, आप पहले बता सकते हो.
नहीं, वो मना किया ना उन्होंने, शुभंकर जी ने कहा यूज किया है तो ही वहां पे लाना है. ईपीआई क्रेडिट तो यूज किया हुआ तो ही आएगा.
नहीं शुभंकर जी, महेश, let's go through the example again because this is a new field. People, questions will come again. I'll repeat the example for the sake of flow. Client sold shares worth rupees 1 lakh on Monday morning. He did a early pay-in. I posted in the ledger, though he has not used it. If I report 80,000 rupees in field number 9, is that a wrong reporting? Mesh mein aap mute pe hain. Anybody from the stock exchanges, if you can answer that question.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have a query.
No, ma'am.
Regarding,
The previous query is not over. Could you just please hold on a few minutes, please?
Sure.
I'll repeat the previous query again. Client Monday morning, client sold shares worth rupees 1 lakh. Monday after evening, we did the early pay of 1 lakh. He has purchased nothing else. I have posted 80,000 credit in his EPI ledger. When I report to in this file, can I report 80,000 and or have to report 0, or it is my choice what to report, what credit I've given? Shivankar, sorry, we are back to the same query, but it's always nice to repeat it twice and have a good clarity rather than assuming stuff.
Okay, Uttam ji. So you are talking about column number 17, 18, and 19.
No,
right?
I'm column 9.
9. Okay. So can you please repeat
I've
your
shared the
example?
screen.
Can you please repeat your example once again? Sorry.
Monday morning.
Okay.
एक आदमी ने 1 लाख रुपए का शेयर बेचा.
Fine.
वेरी गुड. 5 बजे उसका अर्ली पेन भी कर दिया.
ओके.
उसने कुछ लिया नहीं है, जस्ट बेचा.
ठीक है.
फिर मैंने उसको उसके ईपीआई लेजर में 80,000 रुपीज क्रेडिट दे दिया.
ओके.
इज नॉट यूटिलाइज्ड इट, आई हैव गिवन क्रेडिट. इन कॉलम 9, पीक फाइनेंशियल लेजर बैलेंस सी, कैन आई रिपोर्ट 80,000?
नहीं, that is not clear balance on Monday, right?
No, C is
वहां पे तो ओपन बिल्स आएगा ही नहीं ना, ईपीआई वाला. मंडे को तो ओपन बिल था ईपीआई.
हाँ.
मंडे ट्यूसडे को तो नहीं आने वाला है. Once it is realized, that will come under that will then it will be considered as clear balances.
Okay, you're right. You're right. It was my mistake. मैं गलत जगह देखा.
17, 18 और 19.
It is 17. Okay.
अच्छा.
My mistake. Thank you very much. मैं खुद ही confused हो गया. So in 17, Can I post 80,000 rupees?
Acha, sir, I think there is two way. One is what we have written in the circular in 17, 18, 19. Whatever amount you have considered for margin purpose, you need to report. This is one point. And second is whatever the eligible amount for margin purpose. So both are different. So in your case, maybe 80,000 is eligible amount for margin purpose, and but you have not utilized.
Yes.
So this is the difference. Okay.
Perfect.
So well, we have written in the circular margin considered. So we'll again relook into this requirement, because if you report eligible amount, then also we do not have an issue, but we will relook into this and we will clarify in our UAT FAQ.
That would
currently it is written margin considered.
But I have considered 80. See, point is based on that. मैंने उसके अपने front end में 80,000 का limit दिया था client को.
I got it.
वो client ने use नहीं किया तो client की इच्छा है यार.
So I understood. So we can write like this: EPI value which is eligible for margin purpose for the day. But we will clarify. We will again relook into this.
One way or the other, if you could clarify, that would help.
Because in the circular we have written which is considered for margin purpose. That's why.
Okay, so the same will be considered for as a peak margin till paying not complete on the settlement day.
How it will affect peak margin? I didn't get this.
So again इसको इस example को build करते हैं. इसने Monday को ये काम किया और कुछ नहीं किया. Tuesday को भी कुछ नहीं किया. Wednesday सुबह उसने सौदा कर लिया. Okay. अब Wednesday में पेन तो 11 बजे हुआ. तो उसको 1 लाख का क्रेडिट तो 11 बजे मिलेगा. As per settlement. But early pain वो कर चुका है. He wants to trade at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I have to give him EPI benefit. Otherwise, the file 1 will go for a toss.
Yeah, और net करने जाऊंगा तो उधर जीरो आ जाएगा.
एक मिनट शैलेश भाई. महेश रिपीट करूं एक बार just for clarity.
Please, still I didn't get this.
Yeah. Monday को उसने बेचा और उसने early pain कर दिया. He has not taken further exposure on Monday.
Okay, fine.
1 लाख रुपए बेचा. So his payout is due on Wednesday 11 o'clock.
Wednesday.
Wednesday at 11 o'clock.
Fine.
Now he wants to trade at Monday morning 9 o'clock. Is it okay? Of course it's okay.
Monday morning 9 o'clock.
Early pain sorry, Wednesday morning 9 o'clock.
अच्छा, so member has sufficient margin for.
उसने early pain किया हुआ है, margin तो है.
हाँ ठीक है, EPI का है. Okay.
So वो तो सौदा कर सकता है. उसको 1 लाख का लिमिट दे सकता हूँ. और 1 लाख का जो लिमिट दिया, it will now
स्क्वायर अप कर दिया, स्नैपशॉट में आ गया.
अब वो 17 में जाएगा कि नहीं जाएगा. वो 17 में नहीं जाएगा because 17 तो end of day figure है.
EPI value which is considered for margin purpose, but you have considered that EPI value for margin purpose, right?
Correct, I have.
So ideally it should come.
Okay. Okay. Then that solves the problem.
Thank you, Mahesh.
That solves the problem.
Any other view, Shubhankar and Kiran? Any other view? Because fine. Okay. Thanks.
All right. Okay. Stop share. All right. We move to the next query and anyone Galaxy A50, whoever it is, would you like to ask a question?
Galaxy नहीं, Oppo है हमारा, Oppo. Why are you muting me, sir?
Because that's my prerogative, sir. Manavi ji, would you like to speak now?
Hello.
Ma'am, just 1 minute. Mr. Manavi.
Hello.
There's an. Yeah. Yes, madam.
Yeah, I have a query. For the point number 7, that is financial ledger balance A. Do we need to report the amount of credit entry in lieu of EPI posted in client ledger?
That's a good question.
Pardon, sir, I didn't get you.
I have 4 queries. Should I repeat my question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have a query. The point number 7, that is financial ledger balance A. Do we need to report the amount of credit entry in lieu of EPI posted in client ledger? Should we consider this amount in the financial ledger balance A or not?
ये तो financial ledger balance है ना, तो this will have all the balances. आपका जो भी balances होगा वो सारा report करना पड़ेगा.
Including EPI?
Okay, तो मतलब हमने जो EPI का credit दिया है client को, including EPI, ना?
हाँ, इनफैक्ट वो जो भी मार्जिन लेजर जो यूज होता है, स्पैन मार्जिन जहाँ पे रिवर्स होता है, मतलब पोस्ट होता है उसके बाद रिवर्स होता है, वो सब बैलेंसेस आ जाएगा ना, जो भी आपका
सारे
EOD
जो
बैलेंस
हमने जो EPI का क्रेडिट एंट्री दिया है हमने, वो भी हमें इंक्लूड करना है, राइट?
You have to report balances of all the ledgers.
All the ledgers.
If I have to maintain all the ledgers, then EPI ledger is also a ledger. Okay.
So you have to report that also.
Also, fine. Thank you so much. And second one is whether we have to include the value of liquid mutual funds.
That is securities, right?
So we have to include now, while including the guild funds. That is point number 16.
So in cash equivalent, non-teammate security you need to report like guild fund or GSEC. If liquid mutual fund is demat security, right?
So we don't have to include.
You need to report in holding statement any demat security.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
So we have to include the value of liquid mutual funds or not?
Ma'am, that question was answered. Let me answer it again. In point 15 and 16, Government of India Security and Guild Funds,
Yes,
we are talking only about those securities which are outside the depository system.
Okay.
Mutual fund units are not outside the depository system. They should not come here.
They should not come here. Fine. And I have 2 more questions.
Sure, ma'am, please.
Just that is a pool account. Point number 18. Right. Like क्लाइंट ने अगर EPI के लिए कोई सिक्योरिटीज डिलीवर की है तो वो अमाउंट भी मुझे इसमें इंक्लूड करना है पूल अकाउंट में.
It's always nice to have an example. Suppose I am your customer. I sold 1 lakh rupees worth of shares to you, and I transfer the shares into your pool account.
Yes.
And you have not done the early paying.
Okay.
So for my sale position, say there's some margin due.
Yes.
Which you'll report as corrected.
Yes.
That's the number which comes here.
So we have to report or not? Like मैंने early paying लगा दिया, client ने early paying दिया, मैंने EPI उसका लगा दिया.
Ma'am, यदि आपने early paying कर दिया है, then you don't need to report. Then it goes in 17th. Okay. I touched upon that point in my presentation. I think you missed it.
अगर नहीं किया है, मुझे तो लगाना है.
हाँ, if it is available in your pool account, only then you have to report.
Then we have to report, na? Okay, fine. Thank you so much, sir.
If you have done the EPI, then तो वो EPI का लेजर में आ जाएगा.
वो 17 में चला जाएगा.
नहीं, वो 18 में आएगा ना?
मैम, यदि आपने अर्ली पेन कर दिया सीसी को तो 17 में जाएगा. यदि अर्ली पेन नहीं किया, आप ही के स्कूल में पढ़ा हुआ है तो 18 में जाएगा.
हाँ, तो 18 में आएगा. Fine, sir, fine. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Yeah.
पुनीत जी.
उत्तम जी, एक क्वेरी ये था कि जैसे अभी ईपीआई का वैल्यू हमें टी डे पे 80% लेना है और T+1 पे हम 100% लेते हैं फॉर द सब्सिक्वेंट ट्रेड के लिए. कोई दूसरा ट्रेड करता है क्लाइंट तो उसके लिए 80% फॉर द डे. तो ईपीआई जो बैलेंस रिपोर्ट करना है 17 में, उसमें 80% वैल्यू लेंगे. तो क्लाइंट ने आज मान लो मंडे को कोई ट्रेड मारा, 1 लाख रुपए का सेल किया, उसके ऊपर मैंने 80,000 उसको लिमिट दिया. उसने 20% के मार्जिन के हिसाब से 4 लाख का दूसरा माल उठा लिया. अभी क्लाइंट का मार्जिन ऑब्लिगेशन ईओडी में जो आएगा वो आएगा 80,000 फॉर द बाय मार्जिन. मैंने ईपीआई कर दिया है सेल का. लेकिन फॉर द डे पीक मार्जिन जो आएगा क्लाइंट का वो आएगा 1 लाख रुपए का. तो 1 लाख रुपए के मार्जिन के सामने मैं ईपीआई वैल्यू 80,000 दिखाऊं या 1 लाख दिखाऊं? क्योंकि वो फिर तो शॉर्टफॉल दिखाएगा ना पीक के सामने.
That's a very good example. तो इसका solution तो ये है कि 17 में 80,000 दिखाओ और 18 में 20,000. I don't know.
नहीं सर एक बार रिपीट करेंगे.
So a client sold shares worth rupees 1 lakh. Okay. So our software 20,000 margin it assume for that. Okay. So in the peak 20,000 is due. Then I gave him 80,000. Gave him a limit of 80,000, and he purchased shares worth rupees. He did trade worth rupees 80,000 on that day. He purchased. So end of the day, and then I did early paying of the shares. So the end of the margin is 80,000 for the purchase side. Correct?
Yes.
But his peak margin is 1 lakh rupees.
सर पीक मार्जिन तो 1 लाख ही आएगा ना. 20,000.
Peak lakh one आएगा. अब when I report in this format, in number 17, I will put 80,000. Correct?
Okay.
So you're going to send me error कि boss इसका
No.
peak
Sir,
violation है.
In this case, as per if we refer our circular, EPI value which is considered for margin purpose for the day. So in this example, 20,000 you have already utilized for the sale transaction, right? And the remaining 80,000, is it the case?
मैं फिर रिपीट करता हूँ महेश, बिकॉज मैं समझा नहीं. क्लाइंट ने 1 लाख रुपए का माल बेचा और उसका अर्ली पेन उसने बेचा 10 बजे, अर्ली पेन में शाम को कर दिया, एक्सचेंज को भेज दिया. यहाँ तक कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. ओके उस पे 20,000 पीक आने वाला है. विथ मी
राइट.
मैंने उसको 80,000 क्रेडिट दे रखा था अगेंस्ट दिस. 80,000 मार्जिन क्रेडिट दे रखा था. यू आर विथ मी सो फार?
हाँ, राइट.
फिर उसने 80,000 वर्थ ऑफ मार्जिन परचेज कर लिया.
ओके.
80,000 मार्जिन वर्थ का परचेजेस कर लिया शाम के 3 बजे.
फाइन.
फिर मैंने अर्ली पेन कर दी. तो एंड ऑफ द डे मार्जिन इज गोइंग टू बी 80,000 रुपीज फॉर द परचेज साइड, बिकॉज सेल्स का तो मैं अर्ली पेन कर चुका हूं.
ठीक है.
बट हिज पीक मार्जिन इज गोइंग टू बी 1 लाख रुपीज बिकॉज 3 बजे दोनों सौदे खड़े थे.
राइट.
So this is the fact. Now when I report this file, our new file, CE file, if I report anything less than 1 lakh, you are going to say wrong reporting.
Okay.
So now in number, share screen, in number, sorry, in number 17, I'm going to put 80,000. His ledger is 0, everything is 0 everywhere. In number 17, I'll put 80,000. Correct?
Okay, I got this point. So you are saying whether we need to put 80,000 or 1 lakh.
Yes.
Credit entry.
Out of 1 lakh, 20. Sir, 20,000 is being used for that position, and 80,000 is being used for the exposure.
Correct.
So total to margin utilized for the EPI is 1 lakh only then. 1 लाख ही हो गया ना आपका EPI क्रेडिट.
हाँ सर, लेकिन मैं लेजर में जो पोस्टिंग डाल रहा हूँ आज की डेट में @ 80% डाल रहा हूँ लेजर पोस्टिंग, क्योंकि मुझे सब्सिक्वेंट
there is one point. जब आप फर्दर एक्सपोजर देते हो then you need to consider the 80% value, right? In this case you are giving 80% value for further exposure and 20% for existing जो आपने सेल किया, that is blocked on T day, right?
Correct.
हाँ. So that's why this confusion is come.
बस 17 नंबर में मैं क्या डालूं फिगर एग्जांपल में?
सर 17 नंबर पे आप वही डालेंगे जो आप उस दिन मार्जिन के लिए कंसीडर किए. आप पीक मार्जिन के लिए सर क्या कंसीडर करेंगे?
80,000
1 लाख करेंगे. हाँ 1 लाख. नहीं सर, लेकिन मैं ये नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ कि क्या डालना है. मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि आप पीक मार्जिन बैलेंस क्या कंसीडर करेंगे? पीक मार्जिन के लिए व्हाट इज द लेजर बैलेंस यू विल कंसीडर? विल यू कंसीडर 80,000 और 1 लाख?
टुडे आई एम रिपोर्टिंग 1 लाख रुपीस.
हाँ, तो आप 1 लाख कंसीडर कर रहे हैं तो इसमें भी 1 लाख ही आएगा ना.
तो 1 लाख जो, लेकिन मैं जो 1 लाख रिपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ आज के तारीख में, आई एम टेकिंग 80,000 एज EPI का एंड 20,000 बिकॉज पूल में आ गया.
सर आज की डेट में जो
that
रिपोर्ट
is
कर रहे हैं
हाँ
ईपीआई के लिए, वो पिक के लिए जो है वहां पर पिक में हम 100% वैल्यू गिनते हैं टी डे का ईपीआई का। ईओडी मार्जिन रिपोर्टिंग जब होता है उसमें वो रिपोर्टिंग वैल्यू हो जाता है 80%। मतलब पिक कलेक्शन जब गिना जाता है, पिक कलेक्टेड, उसके लिए 100% वैल्यू लेते हैं ईपीआई का। जब भी ईओडी कलेक्शन गिनते हैं तब 80% लेते हैं ईपीआई का।
Sir, we understand this. So in this case, in your example, you need to report 1 lakh rupees in column number 17 because you have already utilized this 1 lakh in margin reporting, right?
Okay.
But EPI you have already utilized for margin reporting.
Because 80% is for further exposure. It is not for the same item exposure that way. ये logic है.
Bankar, right? Any other view?
हाँ नहीं, मतलब ईपीआई में तो आपको 1 लाख ही दिखाना पड़ेगा।
Perfect.
हाँ,
Great.
because 1 lakh is utilized.
तो 17 नंबर का रिपोर्टिंग ईपीआई वैल्यू का विदाउट एनी हेयर कट, जो भी पूरा वैल्यू है एट द सेल प्राइस वो ले सकते हैं।
हाँ, यही करना पड़ेगा।
हाँ, वही लेना पड़ेगा सर आपको।
वो कहोगे तो आपका ईओडी कैलकुलेशन आउट हो जाएगा एज ए एक्सचेंज, तो आप ईओडी में एक्सेस क्रेडिट हो जाएगा।
हाँ, ईओडी एक्सेस क्रेडिट हो जाएगा फिर।
मतलब आपके कैलकुलेशन में हम लोग तो सही रिपोर्ट करेंगे, लेकिन जो आपको बदमाश ब्रोकर को पकड़ना है, सिस्टम पकड़ नहीं पाएगा।
ईओडी सर अभी ऐसा होगा कि हम ईओडी शॉर्ट रिपोर्ट करेंगे, लेकिन आपकी सिस्टम में आपको दिखाएगा कि ईओडी सफिशिएंट है, हमने शॉर्ट रिपोर्ट किया है।
फॉर आवर कैलकुलेशन पर्पस, तो व्हेन वी आर कंपेयरिंग दैट बैलेंस विद द ईओडी मार्जिन, तो हम लोग वहां से 20% हटा देंगे फिर।
लेकिन सर ईपीआई में टी डे ईपीआई भी है और T-1 डे भी ईपीआई है, तो आप पूरा वैल्यू में से भी 20% हटा दोगे तो भी फिर गलत हो जाएगा।
Actually, there has to be 17.1 and 17A, 17B होना चाहिए था, तो शायद उससे काम हो जाता। और there is one more way of doing it. You put 80,000 in 17 and 20,000 in 18. Because it is effectively value of securities that are sold and available in pool. You can always change the description, but then it's logically बैठ जाएगा, और फिर early pay होगा तो उसको हटा दो, consider for same day. But then still, I don't know.
But security is not available in the pool account at end of the day.
Yeah, it is not available. But it is for the sale. Half true, half not true.
Right, right.
But
So
this
we
is
have noted this point.
This is a
will
genuine
think.
problem which needs to be solved.
Right, right.
Okay, sir.
सर एक दूसरा क्वेरी भी था।
Thank you, Puneet bhai, for bringing this issue out here.
ठीक है, तो ये बात हुआ तो मैं अपडेट भी कर दिया।
बोलिए सर।
उत्तम जी, एक दूसरा क्वेरी भी था सेम सिनेरियो में। आज की डेट में कोई क्लाइंट अगर म्यूचुअल फंड सेल करता है, तो म्यूचुअल फंड सेम डे सिक्योरिटी पे इन होता है, लेकिन उसके अंदर कुछ भी ईपीआई टैगिंग या कुछ भी नहीं है। तो अगर कोई क्लाइंट ने आज मेरे पास म्यूचुअल फंड आके बेचा 1 लाख रुपए का, उसके अगेंस्ट में मैंने क्लाइंट को लिमिट दिया, तो क्या वो म्यूचुअल फंड अभी कोई स्कीम उसने आके ऐसा बेचा कि वो उसका जो फंड पे आउट हो रहा है वो T+5 में ड्यू हो रहा है, तो क्या वो 5 दिन तक में उसका जो म्यूचुअल फंड पे इन किया है, क्योंकि मैंने एनसीएल को ही दिया है, एनएसडीएल से डायरेक्ट क्लाइंट अकाउंट टू एनएसडीएल पूल अकाउंट जाता है, तो क्या मैं उसे सेम एज ईपीआई कंसीडर कर सकता हूँ?
इसमें रिपीट कर रहा हूँ दूसरे शब्दों में सेम आपका पॉइंट, जस्ट फॉर क्लैरिफिकेशन। नॉर्मल ट्रांजैक्शंस में जिस दिन पे इन होता है उस दिन पे आउट हो जाता है नॉर्मल मार्केट में, बट म्यूचुअल फंड में पे इन ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज अलग दिन होता है और पे आउट ऑफ फंड्स अलग दिन होता है। तो ये है इन दिस सिनेरियो जो पे इन ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज किया, इज इट डीम्ड टू बी अर्ली पे इन, इज द क्वेश्चन, करेक्ट?
यस यस,
because the client has given the securities has gone to clearing corporation and clearing corporation has accepted it.
Yeah.
Exchange team, can you clarify this also? आप समझ गए ना issue?
So Uttam ji, what is the query? Like EPI is done for mutual fund units.
No,
now what is the query?
एक तो पे इन होता है, एक अर्ली पे इन होता है.
Okay.
Okay. In normal cash segment में. Now म्यूचुअल फंड में अर्ली पे इन नहीं होता, जस्ट पे इन होता है.
Right.
और पे इन सेम डे हो जाता है, जिस दिन बेचा उसी दिन हो जाता है.
Right.
लेकिन पैसा 3 दिन बाद आता है.
Okay.
तो शेयर्स मतलब म्यूचुअल यूनिट्स तो गए, 3 दिन बाद, 1 दिन बाद, 5 दिन बाद, depends. But it is like a quasi early paying only. So can I pass that benefit to the customer?
Okay.
Because
so
though it is like early paying, but it is not called early paying.
so in case of mutual fund,
it's
when you receive the fund on T+2 or
T+1, T+2, T+5 बता रहे थे अभी पुनीत जी.
स्कीम होता है अलग अलग. T7 तक आता है उसका पे आउट सर.
कब तक?
T7 या फंड पे आउट T7 होता है. सिक्योरिटी पे इन T डे ही होता है. और जो भी शेयर्स ट्रांसफर होते हैं वो डायरेक्ट क्लाइंट के डीमेट से एक्सचेंज के पूल में ही जाते हैं.
क्लीन कॉर्पोरेशन के
कॉर्पोरेशन सॉरी.
If you have the trail of the transaction, then I think it should not be a problem to give the benefit. You should be able to prove it that those belong to the client. That's it.
सर बट उसके लिए मार्जिन भी ड्रॉप होता है.
नहीं सर, म्यूचुअल फंड में कहाँ मार्जिन होता है सर.
तो
if your liquid mutual fund रहेगा तो you are considering it, right?
नहीं, कोई भी अगर क्लाइंट कोई भी म्यूचुअल फंड अपना रिडीम करने आया है तो वो रिडीम्सन के केस में मैं उसका सेल रिडीम्सन का ऑर्डर पंच करता हूँ और उसका सिक्योरिटी पे इन कर देता हूँ यूनिट्स का.
See, exchange team, that two answers to this question, possibility. One of them बोल सकते हैं कि नहीं तुम नहीं कर सकते, जब तक पैसा नहीं आता, which is always the easy way. But that would be very anti-investor, if I could, if I say so myself. इन्वेस्टर ने यूनिट फंड्स दे दिए, फंड्स क्लीन कॉर्पोरेशन को पहुंच गए, लेकिन बोला तो 7 दिन बाद ही सौदा करना दूंगा. If you take them the strictest of strictest view, but if you take the principle based view, then probably we should we can allow. If you could clarify, we can allow. Then brokers can do the right thing. What we feel.
I think we should not allow at the moment, because let the money come in. Because tomorrow, if the unit don't get sold due to some reason,
no, that
the
is
money
not possible.
doesn't come in.
वो तो शेयर बेचा और पे आउट में पैसा नहीं आएगा, ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं सकता ना.
That is true, but
money comes from see,
in.
it is coming from Clayton Corporation. So I think it's fair to assume that Clayton Corporation will not default.
No, not the question of clearing corporation here. It is a mutual fund money which is going to come.
No, but it comes from Clayton Corporation, no? It comes from the Clayton Corporation, sir. It's exchange traded mutual fund, not बाहर का. मतलब exchange settled, sorry, CC settled.
So then that benefit should be given then.
हाँ. Correct, Puneet जी?
यस ओके. तो उसका म्यूचुअल फंड जो भी बेचा है एक्सचेंज प्लेटफॉर्म पे और जिसका सिक्योरिटी पे इन हो गया है, उसका हम ईपीआई की तरह ही बेनिफिट ले सकते हैं.
सर ये पॉइंट पे आई थिंक एक्सचेंज को सोच के जवाब देना पड़ेगा. प्राइमा फेसी ठीक लग रहा है, लेकिन एक बार थोड़ा चिंतन करके बताएंगे.
ओके.
बट इश्यू समझ गए.
ओके, थैंक्स उत्तम जी.
थैंक यू पुनीत जी. हाँ, शशिकांत जी हांडे साहब. मिस्टर शशिकांत जी.
हेलो सर.
बोलिए सर.
ये जो लास्ट में ईएस इंफॉर्मेशन टाइप है जो है, टोटल क्रेडिट बैलेंस, टोटल डेबिट बैलेंस, वो अगर समझो 11 से लेकर 16 तक है, तो 11 से लेकर 16 तक का अलग अलग देना पड़ेगा क्या? हेलो,
मैं सुन लिया लेकिन समझ में नहीं आया. एक मिनट होल्ड कीजिए.
डे वाइज बोल रहे हैं.
हाँ, डे वाइज देने का क्या?
अच्छा, हर दिन का अलग टोटल होगा.
हाँ, कि जो वीकली फ्राइडे हुआ है 16 को, अगर 15 को जो हुआ है कि वो देने का है.
अच्छा, एक्चुअली हर दिन का देना, हर दिन का दोगे ना, डेट अलग है ना यार.
डेट है.
हाँ, तो
हर दिन का देना पड़ेगा. अभी 11 का, 12 का, 13 का, 14 का.
ऑफ कोर्स. हाँ,
ये सब क्यों? तो ये सब अपन तो वीकली कर रहे हैं, फिर वापस ये इसमें देने का.
हाँ, देने का.
ओके. पर इसका कॉलम जो है, अभी समझो सामने का क्लाइंट एक क्लाइंट है.
ये एक क्लाइंट नहीं होगा, इसमें कोई क्लाइंट नहीं होगा. इसमें डेट होगा, एन होगा, ये और सीधा टोटल आएगा.
टोटल आएगा डायरेक्ट.
हाँ.
जो टोटल पे उस दिन का 10 क्लाइंट का, 10.
हाँ, करेक्ट.
10 क्लाइंट का क्रेडिट है 10 लाख, तो 10 लाख डायरेक्ट टोटल आएगा उधर.
करेक्ट.
ओके, ठीक है, थैंक यू.
ऑलराइट. I think all questions are done. Yeah, Mr. Wasim Akram. No. Mr. Paresh? No. Yeah, yes, ma'am. You're back.
Sir, just need to ask कि like अगर member ने client को check issue किया है, ठीक है, तो वो मुझे uncleared checks में include करना है या सिर्फ client ने जो checks दिए वो uncleared है?
कौन से column में?
Just a second. बताने एक मिनट.
कॉलम 19 नहीं, वो नहीं करना है.
कॉलम 19 से नहीं करना ना सर?
यहाँ पे मैंने लिखा मैम checks received not issued.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Sure, sure. हाँ जी बोलो.
Mr. Sudipta sir?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Sir, Deepika from Canara Bank Securities.
Yeah, Deepika.
Yeah, sir, actually I just want to confirm हम लोग क्या bill 3-in-1 account है, bill to bill है. सर अभी हम लोग क्या करते हैं, पीक मार्जिन के लिए सेम डे मॉर्निंग को कलेक्ट, हमारा लीन पे आउट होता है, लीन होता है, जिससे अमाउंट डेबिट मतलब एंड ऑफ द डे हम लोग डेबिट करते हैं और साथ में क्रेडिट भी कर देते हैं. तो अभी हम लोग का जो कैश जो आपका सी करके हम लोग को कैश रिपोर्टिंग करना है, उसमें पीक मार्जिन फाइनेंशियल लेजर क्या आएगा, मतलब हम लोग क्लाइंट्स का बैलेंस डेबिट करते हैं, उसके बैंक अकाउंट से शाम को क्रेडिट भी कर देते हैं, तो उसमें हम लोग को शो करना पड़ेगा.
सपोज मैं आपका क्लाइंट हूँ, आपने 1 लाख का लियन लगाया, आपने पिकअप किया सुबह 9 बजे और रात के 10 बजे वापस फेंक दिया, या वापस पिकअप करके फेंक दिया, जो भी प्रोसेस कर लिया आपने.
Right.
So whatever money you took and gave back, that is the peak amount available to you.
तो वो मुझे शो करना पड़ेगा,
बिल्कुल करना पड़ेगा. That's a new column ना, that is where you have to show it.
Okay.
बट सर लेजर में तो मेरा तो 0 आ जाएगा, बट मैं जब रिपोर्ट निकालूंगा तभी तो वो अमाउंट तो लेजर में नहीं आएगा ना.
हाँ, लेकिन पीक ट्रांजैक्शन आएगा ना.
नहीं, पीक ट्रांजैक्शन आके भी चला जाएगा ना,
आके चला जाएगा. So madam, please share the screen, look at the words. Highest net credit balance during the day.
Okay.
It is not end of the day figure, it is during the day figure.
During the day, ठीक है. तो हम लोग मतलब एंड ऑफ द डे हम लोग को जो बैलेंस है, मतलब हम लोग को ड्यूरिंग द मार्केट जो हाईएस्ट बैलेंस हमने क्लाइंट का लिया है लीन, वो दिखाना ही पड़ेगा.
Yes, yes. Otherwise एक्सचेंज के रिकॉर्ड्स में आपका शॉर्टेज आ जाएगा पूरा.
करेक्ट. जैसे अभी हम लोग मार्जिन रिपोर्टिंग करते हैं तो हम लोग में वो कंसीडर करते हैं.
हाँ, अभी भी आप करते ही हो, करेक्ट.
राइट, पर एंड ऑफ द डे रिवर्स करते हैं, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम ना, मतलब
No. I think the exchange FAQs are absolutely clear.
ओके. एंड सर ये जो ईपीआई है ना, ईपीआई ऑफ शेयर्स, हम लोग का कैसा है, 3-in-1 अकाउंट डीपी हमारा ही है, कैनरा बैंक का. आउटसाइड डीपी नॉट अलाउड, डीपी भी बैंक भी आउटसाइड नहीं अलाउ है. तो जो शेयर्स है ना हमारे ही कैनरा बैंक में पड़े रहते हैं, हम लोग पहले होल्ड करवा देते हैं शेयर्स, और एंड ऑफ द डे हम लोग शेयर्स ईपीआई के थ्रू एक्सचेंज को दे देते हैं.
सब लोग ऐसा ही करते हैं. हाँ,
राइट. तो ड्यूरिंग द मार्केट टाइम नहीं करते हैं, पर अब अगर आपने 1 लाख का सेल किया तो ईपीआई के बेसिस पे हम लोग 80% मार्जिन दे रहे हैं.
सब लोग यही कर रहे हैं.
ओके. तो
on T-day only we can give the margin ना.
We can give, yes, 80% you can give.
तो वो जो मार्जिन दे रहे हैं, वो सपोज 80,000 मार्जिन दिया, वो कॉलम में आना चाहिए, ईपीआई जो कॉलम है, करेक्ट?
Yeah, ideally, but they are going to clarify. Exchange said they'll clarify more on, absolute clarity दे देंगे how to report that EPI figure.
ओके, मैं ईपीआई का वो एक बार क्लैरिफाई करूं. और सर जो और 2 कॉलम आए हैं ना, ऑल क्लाइंट्स डेबिट एंड ऑल क्लाइंट्स क्रेडिट,
It is just total of 8.
राइट, टोटल ऑफ लास्ट 2 कॉलम्स. ये लास्ट, एक मिनट, क्रेडिट इसके पहले बैंक का,
एक मिनट कहाँ गया,
यस
ये 22.
हाँ, ये ऑल क्लाइंट्स.
This is total of 8 मैडम, कॉलम नंबर 8 का टोटल है बस. It's just a total column, nothing else.
अच्छा, टोटल है. ओके,
It's just a total column. Don't read too much into it. ये नहीं भी होता तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
ठीक है. ओके सर, कुछ क्लैरिफिकेशन रहेगा तो हम लोग कॉल कर सकते हैं ना कभी आपको?
हाँ, एक्सचेंजेस को कर सकते हो, बीएसई है, एनएसई है, एमसीएक्स है, एनसीडेक्स है, एमएसई है, सबको कर सकते हो.
ठीक है. ओके, थैंक यू सर.
तो सेबी को भी कर सकते हो, लेकिन वो सुनेंगे नहीं. Because see, rightly so, if every broker starts calling SEBI, they say दिल को mad है, how will handle?
Right.
So for that, of course, you can go through the associations, but exchanges are there to assist the members in all our queries. They are very helpful most of the time.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, my query is with respect to this unclear check part. Sir, this says that if unclear check we have received from the client, unclear check deposited, which we have received from the client for margin purpose. So if say I've received check worth of 1 lakh from the client on T day, and that check got clear on T+2 day, so that on T and T+1 day, that amount we need to report on both the days. That amount we need to report, right?
I guess so. But you have deposited on the bank in T+1, right?
Yes, T+1.
I suppose the answer is yes, but can the exchanges confirm?
Yes.
Yes. Say yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Second question: if this check is pertaining to M2M, not pertaining to margin,
बस लेजर में
then
सब
whether need to report.
मिक्स हो जाता है यार.
हाँ sir, वो mix हो जाता है, but whether still need to report or then we can exempt.
यदि आप रिपोर्ट नहीं करोगे तो आपको बेनिफिट नहीं मिलेगा. ये कोई ऐसा क्लाइंट है जिसका 10 लाख रुपया मार्जिन उसने करोड़ रुपया दे के रखा है. अब उसका चेक आया नहीं आया, रिपोर्ट किया नहीं किया. हैव यू कंसिडर्ड इट फॉर मार्जिन?
हाँ. If I'm not considered for margin, but this is
उसमें क्लियरली लिखा हुआ है ना कि इफ यू हैव कंसिडर्ड फॉर मार्जिन और तुम चाहते हो हम एक्सचेंज इसको एक्नॉलेज करे तो वहां डालना.
Okay. Okay. Sir, second query is with respect to this ES information type, where last point says that free collateral at clearing member. So say ideally, if collateral which we have placed with clearing corporation, which is part of present enhanced supervision reporting, so that is done away with, right? It's not required to be reported now. There will
No,
be
it's not because they'll calculate on their own. Yes.
Interoperability within the CC then.
So from the CC they'll take it directly.
Okay. And for total CR margin, that calculation will remain the same. That minimum of ledger balance and
the
margin,
same. The same old logic. Huh?
Okay. Thank you, Uttam ji.
Right.
Yeah.
Viral ji. Mr. Viral. Mr. Paresh.
हेलो.
Yeah, Viral ji. We can hear you.
हाँ सर, मेरा होल्डिंग के बारे में जो पूल अकाउंट रिपोर्टिंग करना है उसके बारे में क्वेश्चन था.
पूछिए.
कोई क्लाइंट क्या करता है, पहले पे इन कर देता है और सेम डे बेचने के लिए रख देता है, लेकिन अगर उसका शेयर सेल नहीं होता है तो वो पे आउट में उसको रिटर्न जाता है, तो क्या वो पूल में रिपोर्ट करना है?
नहीं. आपने मार्जिन के लिए कंसिडर किया उसको?
नहीं.
तो नहीं करना ना. लिखा हुआ ना.
ओके सर.
उत्तम जी,
see it says कि value of securities are sold available and considered for margin purpose for the day. नहीं कंसिडर किया ना, वो तो बिका ही नहीं. ये कंडीशन भी सेटिस्फाई नहीं हुआ, ये भी सेटिस्फाई नहीं हुआ, है ना?
हाँ जी.
तो फिर कैसे होगा? राइट महेश भाई.
आई जस्ट वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि वो होल्डिंग स्टेटमेंट के लिए तो बात नहीं कर रहा है ना.
नहीं बोले होल्डिंग स्टेटमेंट, लेकिन बात सी की कर रहे हैं.
नहीं होल्डिंग में करना है.
होल्डिंग में है ही नहीं आपके पास, तो कैसे करोगे बॉस?
ओके.
हाँ.
नहीं सी में भी आएगी ना अपन. ओके सर, थैंक यू.
ओके.
हेलो.
यस.
हेलो.
यस परेश भाई, वी कैन हियर यू फाइनली. हाँ.
सर, कोई क्लाइंट ने शेयर्स मार्जिन में प्लेज किया है मेरे को, राइट? और उसके अगेंस्ट में एक्सचेंज में मैंने क्लियरिंग मेंबर को प्लेज किया और क्लियरिंग मेंबर ने एक्सचेंज को प्लेज किया. अगर वो हाँ सीसी को, तो उसके अगेंस्ट में सीसी जो है वो बेनिफिट नहीं दे रहा. मतलब क्वांटिटी ज्यादा है तो वो कुछ भी, मतलब किसी और ने जो उसमें एफएनओ के लिए है तो
एफएनओ में इच्छा वो लिमिट नहीं दे रहा. ओके. हाँ.
तो मैं वो बेनिफिट क्लाइंट को दे सकता हूँ कि नहीं दे सकता हूँ? वो मार्जिन का बेनिफिट
बिल्कुल दे सकते हो.
दे सकते हैं ना.
हाँ.
ओके सर, बस
अपलोड से इसका कोई वास्ता नहीं है, लेकिन बट
रिपोर्टिंग में, हाँ रिपोर्टिंग में मैं कंसीडर कर सकता हूँ ना वो वैल्यू उसकी.
यस यस यस.
मार्जिन रिपोर्टिंग में
यस कर सकते
हैं. ओके सर. या थैंक यू.
मिस्टर प्रवीण कुमार.
Yeah, hi boss, this is Mayank from Trustline.
Mayank ji.
So my query is, let's say on Monday a client is having nil ledger balance. He sells 1 lakh rupees of worth of stocks from his DP. do the early pay-in, and against that buy 1 lakh rupees of another share. So selling margin will be nil at EOD. Buying margin will be 20% plus other margins. That will be 20,000 rupees. So it's fine. Reporting can be done accordingly. Tuesday, no issues. Now Wednesday, the net bill posting will be nil. His ledger will remain almost nil. But peak margin will be there for the buying position of 1 lakh rupees in the first screenshot. So what is to be reported for the Wednesday peak margin?
But in Wednesday, you'll report na early pain was there, no? 1 lakh ka. अभी discuss हुआ था ना?
So we can consider that early pay till Wednesday also, but Wednesday तो वो हो गया.
उसमें लिखा हुआ है ना, credit entry in legend lieu of EPI. Margin, I think with exchange just clarified कि you can report that. Can the exchanges re-clarify?
Sir, actually that is the reason why we wrote that considered for margin.
But let's say he has some other positions also. So how we will segregate both the things? He has some other peak margin for the let's say for the 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock trades, because there is no time stamping on the peak margin file.
वो इंस्पेक्शन में आके देखेंगे सर. यदि आपने सही मार्जिन लिया हुआ है तो सब क्लियर हो जाएगा.
That is fine.
ये लास्ट स्नैपशॉट वाले का रिक्वायरमेंट बाकी के ओपन पोजीशंस के लिए देखेंगे, ये वाला तो देखेंगे ही नहीं. तो इंस्पेक्शन के वक्त पता चलेगा.
प्रवीण जी सिस्टम परफेक्ट नहीं है बट इट्स गुड इनफ. आप जो पॉइंट कह रहे हो सही है, मैं समझ सकता हूँ. इट इज नॉट द परफेक्ट सिस्टम but it solves 99% problem.
So we can consider this and we can report the peak margin collection at 9 point then. The early pain on Wednesday also.
हाँ, because वही किया है आपने.
जी.
Because 9 यदि आप देखें तो 9:05 का पोजीशन ये था कि भैया इसका पोजीशन खड़ा है, इसने अर्ली पेन किया भाई, ये हकीकत है.
हाँ. So we can consider that amount in
ऐसा एक्सचेंज ने स्पेसिफाई किया है अभी थोड़ी देर पहले.
ठीक, थैंक यू.
अरे चेतन भाई.
या अच्छा, ये क्लाइंट ने सपोज आज शेयर्स मेरे पूल अकाउंट में डाल दिया और क्लाइंट को बाइंग रेट अच्छा नहीं आया, तो उसने T+2 में शेयर्स को बोल रहा है कि मुझे रिटर्न दे दो, तो वो होल्डिंग में आ जाएगा तो रिपोर्टिंग करना पड़ेगा.
हाँ, 2 दिन के लिए रिपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा. मंडे ट्यूसडे. हाँ,
मंडे ट्यूसडे. एंड दिस स्टॉक्स में पूल अकाउंट में आई कैन नॉट गेट फॉर मोर देन 48 आवर्स.
पे आउट की
नहीं, पूल अकाउंट का बात कर रहा हूँ.
I don't know 48 आवर्स कहाँ से आ गया.
नहीं, आई एम जस्ट आस्किंग 24 आवर्स से 48 आवर्स. पूल अकाउंट में मैं स्टॉक होल्ड नहीं कर सकता हूँ ना.
वो पेनल्टी लगता है ना, कुछ लंबा रखो तो.
हाँ, वो तो 0.06% पर वीक.
वो तो वही पेनल्टी जो लगे उस हिसाब से पता चल जाएगा कि क्या डेडलाइन है. ऐसे याद नहीं है सर. आज थोड़ा अपलोड पे फोकस है सर, ये वाला कानून इतना ध्यान नहीं.
ठीक है.
ओके सर. तुषार भाई.
हेलो.
यस
सर, ये कमोडिटी होल्डिंग जो कमोडिटी होल्डिंग जो मेंशन करनी है यहाँ पे, तो कमोडिटी के लिए डीमैट अकाउंट NSDL CDSL नहीं है, बट कॉमराइज और कॉमट्रैक है. उसमें जो होल्डिंग पूल मेंबर के पूल में जो होल्डिंग होगी, दैट नीड टू कंसीडर फॉर द रिपोर्टिंग ना.
क्लाइंट का जो भी धन आपके पास है, जहां भी है, जिस हाल में है,
ओके,
वो आपको रिपोर्ट करना चाहिए. मतलब ये प्रिंसिपल है. मतलब रेगुलेटर को बताना चाहिए, आपको डिक्लेयर करना चाहिए कि साहब मेरे पास ये 100 करोड़ रुपए हैं. तो 100 करोड़ में से 90 करोड़ इस क्लाइंट के, 5 करोड़ इस क्लाइंट के, 3 करोड़ इस क्लाइंट के, 2 करोड़ इस क्लाइंट के. वो ब्रेकअप देना बेसिकली. अब पैसे नहीं आपके, किसी के शेयर्स पड़े हुए हैं, किसी के कमोडिटीज पड़े हुए हैं, आपको बताना पड़ेगा एक्सचेंजेस को कि मेरे पास ये पड़ा है और ये इसका है. दैट इज द मेन स्पिरिट.
ओके सर.
इस स्पिरिट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखेंगे तो सब माइंड क्लियर हो जाएगा.
यस सर, श्योर.
हाँ,
थैंक यू.
ये संदीप जी. हाँ, बोलिए संदीप जी.
So can you explain the point number 18, the pool account, the calculation of pool account once again?
So point number
Or
18,
C. Yeah, C.
pool account is to be used when you have not done the early paying.
Yes.
यहाँ तक आप ठीक है?
Yes.
किसी क्लाइंट ने 1 लाख का माल बेचा, उसने पूल में ट्रांसफर कर दिया, उसने और कुछ नहीं किया, उसने अर्ली पेन नहीं किया, तो शाम को आएगा 20,000 मार्जिन।
हाँ जी।
तब बोले कहाँ है इसका 20,000 मार्जिन? उसने कोई चेक तो दिया नहीं।
यस सर।
आप तो बोले 20,000 मिल गया, तो बोले कहाँ से मिला? तो बोले नंबर 18 में लिखा है, देखो 20,000 है।
तो वहाँ पे 20,000 मेंशन करना है।
जी साहब। और जिसका सपोज एडॉक मार्जिन और लगा हुआ 10%, 30,000 हुआ, तब 30,000 मेंशन करोगे, भैया आ गया।
ओके, मतलब टोटल जो मार्जिन एप्लीकेबल है उस ट्रेड पे, मिनिमम मार्जिन प्लस एडॉक मार्जिन प्लस M2M।
हाँ, ये बहुत आई सैल्यूट द एक्सचेंजेस, ये फॉर्मेट बनाने में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट। आपने ये फैक्ट को रिकग्नाइज किया और उसका हमको फॉर्मेट दे दिया ताकि हम ढंग से रिपोर्ट कर सके। तो ये बढ़िया है। और कभी कोई चीज इतनी अच्छी होती है कि विश्वास नहीं होता कि हाँ ये तो ढंग से किया है क्या। राइट संदीप जी? Oh God, what is it? All right. I think that's more or less the end of all the questions. So on behalf of Bombay Stock Exchange Brokers Forum, I thank all the exchanges, PSE, NSE, MSE, MCX, and SEDEX. Thank you guys for coming, being a part of the panel. As brokers, sir, I can assure market, we are committed to total transparency. Okay, there's nothing in our records that we have to hide, that we don't want to share with anyone, and you as MIs know it, and because you deal with us, and if this transparency leads to catching bad apples amongst the community, I think that's the best news that can happen to all of us. And only thing is, we want ease of business, we want ease of implementation, we need clarity. So every time we hold a program, we request you to come. You're so kind to come and often stick your neck out and give the clarity where it can be given. If it's not easily available, you give it when the appropriate time comes. So thank you very much. So again, on behalf of the broking community and the broker association, I thank all the exchanges for being a part of this. Thank you, audience. I hope this the meeting was useful. Nowadays, we live stream it on YouTube, so you can always rewind and hear the part again that you have missed. You can access it anytime you want. Much appreciated. Thank you, everyone. Have a